Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, and welcome to another stream here from Fly the Noob. Welcome on board. Welcome. Let's see. Let's wait for somebody to chime in. Let's wait for somebody to chime in to the chat. Mr. Anas says hello. Hello, Anas. Welcome to today's live stream, which is going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Okay? Hello there. Hello there. I've removed the music I used to have for a lot of this stuff. I think I need to put some back in. But welcome to today's stream. Today we'll be flying a couple of legs here in Central America, the Caribbean region. We're going to be taking off in Cuba. And we're going to head on over first to Jamaica. And then from Jamaica, we're going to be heading on over to Dominican Republic. So currently we are at Vilo Acuña in Cuba. A very nice handcrafted little airport. As you can tell, it's a small airport, but it's handcrafted and looks absolutely gorgeous. Everything about it is gorgeous. Look at this. Look at how good the runway is. Now, one of the biggest complaints I have with Microsoft Flight Simulator, both 2020 and 2024, are that the runways are not good. But this one is an exception. Look at the extraordinary level of detail, texture, and absolute realism for the runway. I love this runway. Look at how beautiful it is. Beautiful runway, right? Very well done. Markings are great. Very, very nice little airport. And as you can see, it is absolutely gorgeous. Very well modeled. Very, very nicely modeled. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Oh, look, there's somebody here working on something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's working on something. Some cargo there. Very nice. Can you please go full screen mode? Yeah, we shall in just a second. In just a second. You know what? I'll do that right away. I'll do that right away for you, Mr. Runners. Why not? You're the only one in the chat that I see, so why not? We've got some nice vegetation, which is part of the scenery. Beautiful looking trees here. Absolutely gorgeous. Very nice parking. A nice little garden kind of thing. Little strip there. Very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. What else we got? What else have we got? Vilo Acuña. Aeropuerto Internacional Cayo Largo del Sur? Maybe that is the place name. One does not know. Vilo Acuña. Welcome. What a beautiful looking airport this is. It's such a lovely airport. Let's have a look at it. Is the inside modeled? Arrivals? Oh, the inside is modeled. That is lovely. I gotta say, this is actually a very beautiful airport for handcrafted. The inside is also modeled for something that comes included by default. I have no other extra scenery installed here. It is absolutely beautiful. This is really nice. Such a nice handcrafted airport. I like this. Checo de Emigración. Immigración. I am pretty sure I'm butchering a lot of words here. Forgive me, but departures. Man, this airport is really nice. It's my first time coming inside here. This is absolutely wonderful. Look at this stuff. Look at this stuff. You guys have seen this? Look at this stuff. Man, this is gorgeous. Wi-Fi. We got no smoking signs. Got a little, I assume, like a cafeteria. Oh, come on. Oh, it doesn't let me go anymore into it. Temporarily unavailable due to construction. Oh, very nice. This is a beautiful little airport. VIP lounge, huh? What's in there? Oh, Never mind, it looks like a chicken coop. What is this? Restroom. This is very, very nice. It's very, very nice. Okay. Anyway, enough about all of this. Enough about all of this. We got the two buildings here, departures and arrivals, and that's pretty much it, right? So you got departures here, you got arrivals here, and that's pretty much the airport for you. Let's head on over to, the fire station. The fire station. I tried to say estación, like in Spanish. It is amazing, right? For a default handcrafted airport with no additional scenery installed whatsoever, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. This is fantastic, man. And to consider we're in 2020, man, 2020 is really nice. I don't care what people say, 2020 is amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. Look at that. Let's go into the control tower. Can we get in? Can we get in? No, it won't let us go into the control tower. But, as you can tell, it's modeled very nicely. Anyway, beautiful little strip here. Let's head on towards our aircraft. Wait, there's some buildings at the end. Should we go check those out? Do you think they are handcrafted? I don't think those are handcrafted. I think they're just generic buildings. But since it's such a beautiful place anyway, absolutely jaw-dropping, stunning stuff. Let's go and check out that place. I'm in the mood to check out this place. Oh, there's a little ship there. That's a very nice touch. We got the pier has some boats modeled. The rest of them are flat. That is not very nice, but we do have some boats here at the pier. That is very nice. The docks here, lovely. Okay, not a bad place to be, huh? Not a bad place to be indeed. Overall, very, very beautiful bit of Cuba over here. The touchdown zone is quite long. Anyway, whatever. Let's head into our aircraft. Let's start it up from cold and dark. I do have traffic injection going on. It's just there's nothing going on at the airport at the moment. So yeah, Mr. Anas, how was your day so far? How are you enjoying yourself? Some catering truck there. Okay. Jumping into the aircraft, as you can tell, we're in cold and dark mode. You know what? Before we do jump into the aircraft, let's take a little look around it. What's the plan for today's stream? We're heading on out of Cuba from Villa Acuna. We're heading on over to Sangster International in Montego Bay in Jamaica. Hence the Jamaican livery here today. That is the center point of today's journey in Jamaica. Then from Jamaica, we're going to head on over to the Dominican Republic in Puerto Plata. We're going to the Gregorio Luperon International Airport. That is where we're finishing off today's live stream. But look at this beautiful livery. Air Jamaica. I believe Air Jamaica is no longer operational, right? This is the one with the flag detailed on the engine cowling, as you can tell. Very retro looking, reminiscent of the 80s kind of livery here, which I enjoy quite a little bit. Very nice, and as usual, a beautiful PMDG 777-300ER, wonderfully modeled. Very, very nice. Look at that. Beautiful. Gorgeous stuff as usual. Gorgeous stuff as usual, ladies and gentlemen. Look at us. Okay, so without further delay, let's head ourselves inside the cockpit and let's get ourselves started up today. Shall we do that? Okay. Let's go to the EFB electronic flight bag. Let's request the data from SimBrief. And while we do that, let's also have a look at today's route on Little Nav Map. Little Nav Map. Little Nav Map. There it is. Okay. Glad you like it, Mr. Ernest. Glad you like it. Glad you like it. Glad you like it. All right, let's have a look. Let us have a look. Just give me a second while I load up the details. There is our flight plan. Okay, let's have a quick look here. So here we are at Villa Acuna at Cayo Largo del Sur is the place name, and I don't know why it's highlighted in orange here, but we are going on over to Jamaica, Montego Bay, right here. Sangster International. So as you can tell, today's route is very, very straightforward. Nothing fancy at all. The departure is literally as straight as it can get. It's not a direct departure. It's an actual departure procedure. It is an actual SID, but it's very simple. And this is an actual arrival procedure. Once again, very simple. ILS. We're going to be landing into runway 07 at Sangster. Very, very easy flight. After that, we're going to be heading on over from Sangster to Puerto Plata right here, and we're going to go into Gregorio Luperon, which is here, but that's for the second flight today. Nice and easy. Perfect. Okay, let me put away little nav map here. Let's put that off. We come down here to the FMC. There we go. We can long press menu to get this thing started up. As a matter of fact, wait, hold on a second. Let me go back to the tablet here. See what's on the ground operations. We've got ground power and all that stuff attached. Let's go up here, turn on the batteries. External power connected. And seems like a solid plan. Yes, it is, my friend. It's a very solid plan indeed. Very nice one. Let's turn on nav lights, which are already on here. Passenger signs can come to automatic. And what else can we do? We can turn on the IFE, passenger cabin, seats, utilities, whatever. The ADRU system, ADRU system can go to on here. Window heats can wait if we want. Emergency lights armed. Emergency lights armed. Anything else we need to do up here? Nothing for now, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing for now. We could actually go ahead and get our... we'll wait for the screens to boot up here. Let's see. Does GSX read my sim brief plan? Sim brief, okay. Alright. You can go ahead and request boarding as we wait for... Well, you know what? We'll wait for the screens to boot up. Then we'll request boarding. Then we'll begin setting up our FMC. And then we shall turn on our APU and get it running. And that should be fairly. Today I'm going to be following the checklist from 777. The one that's already included, the Boeing checklist included in the 777. Hopefully that will help me to not miss stuff along the way. Still waiting for the screens here. Still taking a bit of time. I don't want to switch on the window heats and stuff just yet. So I guess we're just going to have to wait. And while we wait, this truck is doing a little bit of looping around. Interesting. Interesting. Waiting on... Okay, we've got a screen coming to life here. We should have live here momentarily. Let's have a look at... What do we look at? We don't need to worry about any of this today. Come on. Boot up. Okay, there was a bit of flashing right there and things seem to be coming to life. There we go. Let's head on down to our FMC here. Let's go to GSX, request our boarding right away. And we've got a lot of stuff all around us. Which carrier is this? Cubana. Yep, Cubana. Okay, that is good. Cargo loading beginning up. I presume the passenger bus is gonna join us any second, so let's just go inside. Cam to the FMC. Position initialization. Reference airport for the day. MUCL, which I believe is Villa Cunha. GPS position. We could have just picked it up from here, but anyway. Position. Let's go to route origin MUCL, which I hope is the correct. Yeah, it is. Villa Cunha. Cunha. Sorry. Destination for the day. Sangster International, which is MKJS. There you go. Destination. Takeoff runway. We're not going to put this in just yet. Route request from SimBrief, please. Set the payload. Set the fuel. Select the route, please. Waiting for the route. Requesting. Okay, we're going to let that happen. And no, we don't want to attach the pushback tug just yet. Very, very nice. Now, I've been considering putting my face on the live stream just to be more engaging. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe that will work. Who knows? Maybe it might not work. Load the route. Let's load the route. Still waiting for the route to finish loading. And activate and execute. Brilliant. Runway for today. We're taking off from runway 12. We're taking off from runway 12? Yes, we are. Apparently we are. Take off from runway 12. Let me confirm that with a little nav map here. Yeah, we're taking off from runway 12. That's great. That is great. What else do we need to do? Let's clear all of that stuff. We don't need a flight number per se, but we could put one in. Let's call it... is that a new bar at the top? Yes, Mr. Anas, that is our new flight status display thing, you know. That is a new thing that's going to give you guys all the information that you need. FDN 55. Performance initialization. Zero fuel weight. Take it from the scratch pad. Flight level today is supposed to be 350. We're supposed to fly at 350, but it's telling us 330. I'm going to go with the 330 here, okay? So I'm going to accept that. No derating of thrust today. Flap setting for the day, I'm going to go with 5. I believe it's 5. I'm not even sure. CG 4.25. Okay. Let us set that in. Apparently, we don't need to do anything with CG here. It's supposed to be done automatically. So we don't really need to do anything apparently. Okay. So, all right, cool. Cool. Let's go to our departure arrival. Departure out of MUCL is going to be Yantu-A. Execute that. Arrival into MKJS is going to be OMAX 17 using the ILS at 07 runway. Let's go to the legs here. Let's have a look. Let's put that in. Anything else? Execute all of that. Let's go to legs. Okay, we've got VNAV available here as well. I think we're just fine. Yes, we are. Perfect. I think everything is set up pretty much. I believe everything is set up pretty much the way how it's supposed to. Let's go through the checklist, shall we? Just to make sure we have everything that we need to do. Let's have a look. Pre-flight, oxygen tested. I don't want to test the oxygen, but you know what? Why not? Okay. I'm going to assume that the other side is also tested. Okay, we can press it here. Why not? Oxygen tested. Flight instruments. Let's just check the parking brake set. Let's set that. That is done. Let's go towards the next one. Before start, flight deck door closed and locked. Where do we close the flight deck door? Could you request a stunt flight? Of course, Mr. Anas, feel free to request a stunt flight here. I don't know how to close the cabin door here, if I'm being honest. Je ne pas. That's something I like saying. I have no idea how to freaking close the cabin door here. Push in paddle and lock and whatever. I don't know how to do it, man. I don't know how to do it. If anybody knows, let me know. Close door panel, push in paddle and latch and hold. Where on earth is that? Where on earth is that? I don't see it. Do you all see it? No, there's nothing here. Okay, I don't know, man. I assume that it's locked. I'm gonna assume that it's locked. So passenger signs are set up. MCP is done, right? No, it's not. Okay. Let's set the barometric pressure for the day, 30.03. Let's come here, turn on our FDs here. Auto throttle's already armed. That's great. That is great. What else do we need to do here? We'll leave this on 200, not an issue. Cruising altitude for the day, 33,000. So let's go ahead and put that in as such. Oh, a little too much. Oh, a little too little. Oh, perfect. LNAV, VNAV, both available. That is good. And we've got VNAV stuff here. That's great. Heading for the day. Let's see. How do we want to do the heading here? Let's go around here to runway heading, more or less. There we go. Come on. There we go. Heading track altitude. We're done with all of that. Takeoff speeds. V1 and all of that is here. CDU pre-flight. I'm just gonna check that. Trim units 0.0. I'm just gonna check that too. Taxi takeoff briefing completed. Beacon lights on before we start up the engine. Okay, that's what we need to do. Now if we go outside here, we nearly missed our passenger boarding process here, but as you can tell, it's going on. Our passengers are getting aboard our 777 here, and the cargo loading is about finished. There's the last little pellet right there. Since the passengers have jumped on into our aircraft, I'm gonna let them be stuffy for a little bit. Mr. Anas, your stunt flight that you've requested, can it be through streets like your New York one? Yes. Yes. You've requested a stunt flight. Duly noted, my friend. I shall perform a stunt flight through the streets of one of the cities that I have. I'll choose a nice city. I shall perform a stunt flight for you, sure. Request noted, my friend. Alright. Okay, passenger loading about complete here, as you can tell. Almost done. So we can go ahead and get our APU running if we like. Everything else is pretty much set up. So let's go ahead and get that started up like so. Very good. We can also go towards GSX and request pushback. There we go. Perfect. Just gonna wait up for all these services to close. Cargo door there is done. It's closing up. Cargo loader here is done. It's going away. Passenger bus should be going away momentarily, as well as the stairs. Very nice. Which city would you recommend, Mr. Anas? I'm thinking of perhaps Beijing or something like that. We could do Beijing. We could do Dubai. So I could do Dubai or Beijing. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? All right. Last passenger there. Cargo going away. Very nice. Let's wait for our doors to close up and we are ready to rock on out of here. Come on. Mr. Arnes, what do you... Yes, either are great. All right, you got it, my friend. You got it. What do you think about me coming in with a camera or something? Would you be interested in... how about both? Oh, okay. We can do both. I'll do both for you. Dubai and Beijing then. Let's do both. Okay. The doors should close up any moment and the stairs should go away. Just waiting on that. APU is running at this point. We can kind of tell by the heat haze. Yep, APU. There we go. Doors are closing up nice and easy. Why on earth are they opening back up? For the love of God. Why are you opening back up? Huh? Why are you opening back up? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna request it to do that again. Interrupt pushback, no. Okay, which way are we supposed to turn though? We're supposed to take off from runway 12, and I believe that's here, if I'm correct. Yeah, that should be runway 12. So we gotta get our nose to the right. Gotta get our nose to the right here. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Now, why on earth the pushback is attached but the stairs aren't going away? How foolish is that? Okay. No, don't interrupt it. Just get rid of the stairs, man. Oh, god damn it. You know what? I'm gonna interrupt our pushback here. Close up. Close. Oh, wait, hold on. I thought I had the. I thought I had the GSX profile installed. Anyway, door management. Let us close everything here. Because that's what I've selected. There we go. Everything closing up once again. Let's go to GSX and request. Yeah, we just did that. Oh dear Lord. What is going on with GSX now? Close aft. Yep, it's closing, mate. It's closing. Okay, let's see. We'll restart it once again. The menu. Waiting for your action close. Oh, for the love of God. There is something wrong with the GSX profile now. Look at it. It's refusing to close the after door. Oh, goodness me. Chocks need to be removed. I think so too. I think so too. I think I need to remove the chocks here. Release ground power. And then remove the chocks. And I believe that should take care of it. Yep. Okay, let's see door management. Let's close everything here. There we go. The door is closing. That's very nice. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now let me see if GSX is gonna interrupt pushback. No. Okay, great. Pushback is going then. Excellent. There's our lady inserting the bypass pin. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Come on now. We need to push with the nose to the right. That is the way to go here. That is the way to go. Isn't it gonna ask us which way we want to turn, or did I just miss that? What on earth is going on here? You know what? Change direction. Hello? Yeah, but it's supposed to ask me which way to go before I release the parking brake usually. See? I think they have to raise the nose. Yeah, I think they have to raise the nose. Let's just give it a second here for them to raise the nose. Usually a prompt would have come up by now asking me to pick which way we want to turn our aircraft. And that just hasn't happened yet. So I'm just literally waiting now for pushback. It's kind of silly. Come on. Why isn't... Oh, for the love of God. Yes, interrupt pushback. What the hell am I supposed to say? GSX is not behaving well. Okay, it is not behaving well. I'm just gonna restart the engine for GSX once again. Come on, GSX. You're costing me precious time here. Oh, Lord. Okay. Prepare for pushback and departure. Prepare for pushback and departure. Why is GSX misbehaving all of a sudden? No, don't interrupt pushback. Just. Okay, hello. Come on, go on in. Go on in. Get this thing done, man. Get this thing done. No, I'm not supposed to release the parking brake just yet. Okay, I'll allow it a moment here to see what needs to be sorted out. Our APU is running here. So that's kind of pissing me off because our APU is running. Let's go overhead in the meantime while they're sorting their stuff out. Window heats can come on. Let's turn on the fuel pumps here. Let's turn these on. Put them to automatic here. Okay, that is perfectly fine. And while that is running, let's turn on our beacon lights. Let's do that as well. Brilliant. Okay, so we're pretty much ready for engine startup. Okay. Come on, ask me which way I want to go, mate. Okay, she's still doing some work on the pushback tug. There we go. Nose to the right. Thank you very much. Well, that wasn't so hard, was it? Let's come down here. Now we can release our parking brakes as such. We're ready to roll. We are going to start engines at will. And we have begun pushback. Did I not request it to push the nose to the right? Why is it pushing the nose to the left? Wait, did I request nose to the right or tail to the right? Good Lord. I don't remember. In either case, even if we're being turned like this and we're smashing into the stairs here, it's fantastic, by the way. Freaking great. I don't know what kind of pushback this is. This is more like a... Yeah, it did change the tug this time, that's correct. It's more like a... Okay, alright, okay. Interesting way of pushing me back there, mate, but alright. Engine start, let's go. Let's begin our engines here. Left-hand engine first today, why not? Before I come here, I need to go here. Wait, where are the engines? Oh, come on. I need to see the engines. I'm just going to flick this open in advance because I don't have the display here for some reason, because I pressed the checklist, I guess. Wait, hold on a second. How do I get that? How do I get that engine stuff? Oh, there it is. There it is. Got the engine button there. My bad. My bad. You requested nose to the right. And yeah, I don't know what. Now they're doing nose to the right. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Now they're doing nose to the right. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay. While that is happening, let's go ahead and start up our second engine here. Let's do that. Let's have a look at this. N2 is rising. Brilliant. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's wait for about 25. That is when I like to flick it open like this. Let's go back to the checklist here for a second. What's next? Before taxi. Anti-ice. Do we need anti-ice today? No, we don't. What the hell do we need anti-ice for? No anti-ice required. Recall, auto brake RTO. We can do that. Flight controls checked. We'll do that in a bit. Pushback is about there. Let's set that parking brake. There we go. We're looking good now. We are looking good now, ladies and gentlemen. We come here to the passenger view right there. Very nice. Very, very nice. I'm enjoying this. I really love the 777. I really, really do. I really, really do. Mr. Anis, would you like me to put on a camera? You haven't said anything about the camera, mate. In the beginning, it was a pull front rather than a pushback. Yeah, they were doing a pull front in the beginning rather than a pushback. You're very right. A pull front was what was going on. Tell me about what do you think about the camera stuff. Let's check our flight controls here really quickly. Shall we do that? Let's check our flight controls, ladies and gentlemen. Checking flight controls. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Nose wheel steering there. Rudder there. Everything seems to be working well. Let's go on inside here. Got our control surfaces somewhere here. There it is. Okay. The lady will wave to us momentarily. Just waiting for her to wave to us so I can say bye-bye. Bye. See ya. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, whatever. Whatever, mate. Alright, bye-bye. Bugger off. Bye. Come on, get on out of here. Thank you very much. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude there. Taxi lights on. Let's check our flight control deflections from the inside here as well. There we go. I mean, sure, in live streams it would be nice to make it more engaging, but the videos are good as they are. Well, thank you very much. Got our elevators responding well. The rudders as well. Okay, brilliant. We're done. We're done with all of that. Let's go towards our checklist. That is done. Ground environment is clear. Yes, sir, it is. Okay, before takeoff, we need to take our flaps down since the taxi is so short here today and we're going down the runway. I'm gonna go ahead and request our flaps to 5 right away. Let me turn on taxi lights is on, strobe lights, landing lights, etc, etc, etc. Passenger signs are on automatic. Parking brakes set. APU is still running. We don't need the APU to be running anymore. Let's turn that off. APU should be cooling down. Yes, sir. Flaps to 5 happening right now. I want to see the noob behind Flight Noob. Oh. Oh, okay. Releasing parking brake. Did not work. Let's try that again. Oh. Wait, did we just set the parking brake? That's releasing parking brake. There we go. Parking brakes released. We are rolling. Let's have a look at what the passenger is seeing. There we go. Very, very nice. Just cracked open the throttle there so we can get ourselves moving a little bit here, but we're saying goodbye to Vilo Acuna. Everybody say bye. Everybody say bye to Vilo Acuna there. Bye-bye. Vilo Acuna, thank you so much for hosting us. We appreciate it. Yes, we do. Don't we appreciate it, Anas? Come on. Tell me you appreciate that. Okay, there we go. We're looking just fine. I love this aircraft, I really do. This is probably one of the best purchases I've made in terms of flight sim. As you all know, we spent a lot of money on this goddamn thing. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn our sails. Shall turn myself here. Let's go towards the next checklist before takeoff. Landing gear. No, after takeoff, my bad. Landing gear flaps. Oh, we're fine with that. We're fine with that, aren't we? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is, we can barely fit on the taxiway here. I don't think a 777 lands here, but anyway. Let's turn our lovely aircraft here to the right. Okay. Anas, how is the sound? Is the sound from the aircraft just fine, or how is it? How's the mic? How's the sound in general? Because I'm trying something new, that is why I'm asking you that. Look at how beautiful we look, ladies and gentlemen. Look at how beautiful we look. Brilliant. How do we sound? Do we sound all right? Or do we sound meh? You know what I mean? So let me know. Let me know, mate. Let me know. Very, very nice. Okay. Now, we gotta start thinking about how we're gonna turn around this. Effectively a jumbo jet. I think we can do it. Beautiful. All right, Mr. Ernest, thank you so much for your feedback. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let's go off to the side here, and then we'll turn around somehow. So let's head on back here. Gotta turn our aircraft around. It's gonna be quite tight here, but I think we'll be okay. I think we're gonna be just fine. Let's turn around here. Okay. Let's turn our aircraft around here. Okay, that's a little bit off. We'll probably be off of the grass at this point. Let's turn that aircraft around like such. Probably gonna need the whole runway here to take off. Let's have a look. Oh, look at us struggling to turn our 777 around at the end of the runway. We do have some amount of runway. I don't know. I don't even know if we can take off from here. I guess we're gonna find out. I guess we're gonna find out, man. You know what? I'm gonna put the parking brake in right now. Yeah, I'm gonna put the parking brake in here. Before we go any further, TARA already set. That is fine. Let's turn on the landing lights. Let's turn on the runway turn off. Why not? Strobe lights on. Everything is set up pretty much exactly what we need it to be. Everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and get ourselves out of here. All right. Releasing parking brake one more time. Parking brake set. Come on, release that goddamn thing. Parking brake released. Engine spooling up. Okay, engine's good. There we go. Let's hope we can reach VR, which I'm not even sure about. So let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, okay. We're gonna be just fine.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate. What the hell? Okay.
Positive rate of climb.
Positive rate of climb. Thank goodness for that. Gear up, please. We need to cut back on that throttle just there. Okay. There we go. Little high there. Flaps up. Oh, come on. Why are we climbing so steeply? Every time with the 777 it happens. Let's turn to the right there. And I'm gonna engage our autopilot here. Autopilot engaged, as well as the auto throttle. Okay, standard there. I think everything is done. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of Villa Acuna. But as you can probably tell, that climb out is so steep. I don't understand. That climb out is so steep every time. Even with I've stopped using my controller. Look at how beautiful that is. I've switched over to the joystick, and still the climb out rate is just crazy. And we struggled to get off the ground there as well. I don't know what the hell was up with that. Wait, am I supposed to set manual trim? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's supposed to be automatically set by the aircraft. Maybe I'm missing something there. Maybe I am missing something there. Okay, let's turn off our taxi lights. Let's turn off our runway turn-off lights for now. Passenger seats can remain in the on position for the time being. Everything else is looking pretty much on point here. Passenger signs on. Let us increase the range on that. There we go. LNAV, VNAV working as it should. 9,300 feet coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, leaving behind Villa Acuna. Beautiful scenes here. But I seriously do not understand why we always go so high. Thank you very much, Mr. Anas. But I feel like by Yante we're supposed to be at 14,000 feet, so I guess this is the correct rate of climb here. Okay, let's put our seatbelts and no smoking signs to automatic. Turn off our landing lights since we crossed 10,000 feet. And look at how easy that was. After takeoff, checklist complete. What is next? It is descent checklist. We don't need to worry about that. We'll monitor our fuel. Is that fuel? Wait, sorry. No, that is a hydraulic pressure and stuff like that. Where is the fuel? The fuel is here. There we go. That is fuel, and engines are here. For the time being, we're looking all right. Landing gear is fine. Doors and all that stuff, just fine. Okay, we've got nothing else to worry about. We can leave this checklist on here if we like. Actually, I would prefer to go to the engine for now. There we go, nice and easy. And just like that, we are up there, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very beautiful. Let's see what I feel like we can have a good view from here. Yeah, that's a decent view right there, isn't it, Mr. Anas? Is it not, Mr. Anas? Tell me. Lovely takeoff. Just a very steep rate of climb there. Is that how a 777 normally takes off? Because that is crazy. I suppose it is, though. Alrighty. What is the other passenger seeing right now? I love the sounds, eh? The sounds are absolutely gorgeous. You sure that you can hear the sounds really well, right? There's nothing wrong with the sounds whatsoever? Is that what you're telling me? Great. Great. We've got a little bit of wing flex if you look really closely. That is lovely. As we fly on here. As we fly on here. Okay. We are coming into the top of climb here, which should be still a little bit away. But apart from that, everything is just pretty much normal, which is what we want. Okay, so tell me. 19,000 feet crossing. On the inside, the aircraft isn't really audible. Yeah, of course not. It's not. There isn't much noise in the cockpit, but the cockpit is a long way away from the engines anyway. I don't expect there to be much noise, Mr. Anas. And this sound here is very accurate, I know that, I can tell you that. I don't know about this side, but I know that this side is pretty accurate. I can tell you that. I found the in-flight entertainment idea that I'm gonna implement. In-flight entertainment. Mr. Ernest, I figured it out. I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to rate my own landings. In the cabin, you can't hear anything. What do you mean? Can't you hear the roar of the engine here? This is exactly what it sounds like in the 777 cabin, by the way. This is what you hear. So it's pretty accurate, man. It is pretty accurate, if I'm being honest. Alrighty. We're looking just lovely. Lovely stuff. I don't know what time we're flying on, by the way, if I'm being honest. So let's just have a quick look at the time. Oh, we're flying at 3:58 p.m. That is kind of tight. Wait, what do you mean, nope? Honestly, you should be able to hear the cabin. You should be able to hear the sound. Yeah, it's very audible. I don't know what you're talking about. That noise that the rumble that you hear in the background, that is all you hear in the cabin. You're not gonna hear it like an Airbus. So I think that is just fine. That rumble that you hear is not the wind, that is the engine. Yeah, this is exactly what it should sound like in the cabin. It's all good, man. Top of climb coming up, 33,000 feet. But as you can tell, before long we are going to be back in for a descent. Right? Top of descent is right there. It's not a very long flight at all. So we don't really have to worry about keeping ourselves entertained here. We don't have much to worry about in terms of entertainment here. We're going to be landing in no time. We're going to be landing in no time. Very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. So for in-flight entertainment from at least the next live stream, I really hope. I really hope from the next live stream that I'll be able to perhaps review my own landings. That is the first idea that comes to my mind. I think reviewing my own landings is a good way to start, don't you think? Don't you think so, Mr. Runners? As a matter of fact, I can do that pretty much now. Right? I could have a bunch of landing reviews there. Could play a bunch of games on the way, whatever we liked. So we can sort that out in detail. Are we looking good overhead here? Yes. Nothing to worry about. Everything is looking just... My strobe lights should be on. No, they are on. My bad. Okay, passenger signs can now come to pretty much off. Rather automatic. I'll leave it on automatic. Yeah, let's leave it on automatic there. Okay, we've reached our cruising altitude. But as you can tell, top of descent is not very far away. Yeah, it's not very far away. Our flying time today is only 49 minutes. And we're pretty much about 16 minutes into the flight, something like that. So yeah, about half an hour to go before we begin top of descent into Sangster International in Jamaica. Let me press that button. I'll press that button. Let me press that. Come on. Come on. Let's go. It's not fair. The co-pilot gets 2 of those, man. I want 2 of those. I want 2 of those. I want 2 of those. Okay, whatever. You know what? Let me keep myself entertained here. Let's go into the cabin. Let's go into the cabin. Take a good look at this aircraft. That's what we should do. Oh my goodness. What have I just done? Oh, I've just disconnected the autopilot by mistake. Relax, mate. My bad. Okay, I'm sorry. I took the controller and I kind of did that. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. My bad. I pushed our nose down by accident. Okay. You know what? This is not a very safe way of doing it, so let me just use the keyboard for the time being. Oh, the keyboard can't be used. Oh, I know what to do. Ta-da! Let's go around and have a look at this aircraft here. Now, I was really hoping these things would be manipulatable. How do you say it? Manipulatable? Manipulable? Anyway, I was really hoping that these things would be things we could change and manipulate, but this little screen here isn't something we can interact with, unfortunately. It would have been really nice to change the lighting in the cabin and stuff like that, but I guess that's done automatically for us. Nice little touch to have the logo on the inside, although there's more seats or something like that, but I hate that. I hate sideways facing seats. Anyway. Overhead bin here. It's modeled really nicely. Let's see. Air Jamaica. Yeah, this here should be premium economy if I'm not mistaken. It should be the seats with just a little bit more leg room, perhaps. Yes, that is definitely premium economy. Bigger seats, slightly more comfortable. And then we've got our economy here, which also has in-flight entertainment, less legroom, and narrower seats. Makes sense. Makes a perfect sense, and that is exactly what the signs in the 777 look like. That's cool. I want to go into the cockpit and see when we turn off the lights, do these things come off? Let's head back in the cockpit here. Let's come back into the cockpit here. Let's turn these off. Now let's see. If they don't, it doesn't really matter, but you know, just something I'm curious about. Oh, that's a good sign. Let's see. Oh, yes, they do. They do turn off. Look at that. Off completely. Very nice. I like that. That's a nice little level of detail, nice little touch. Right? It's a nice little touch that we can see that in action. Let's go back into the cockpit. What the hell is going on? Okay, let's go back into the cockpit there. And let's put them back to automatic. We don't want anybody to fall. No, we don't. Can we go down into the aircraft? No, we can't. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Oh. We can't do that. There is a bay area in the 777, if I'm not wrong. You can actually go down here somewhere. But yeah, we can't do that in this. That's a shame. That's a shame, laddie. That is a shame indeed. As you can tell, we're not too far away from top of descent, ladies and gentlemen. We're not too far away from the top of descent. Looking nice. Looking nice. It's just a lovely aircraft all in all, if I'm being honest. You cannot hate on the 777. Even guys who are Airbus people, you can't hate on it. You can't hate on the 777. Okay. Let's continue on our flight here. Let's continue on our flight here. You know what would be fun? You know what, Mr. Anas, I think I'm gonna give it a shot with the simulator inside a simulator idea. I think I should give it a shot. What about putting a simulator inside a simulator idea? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that, mate. I am going to try that. So we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. See how that one goes. The problem with the simulator inside a simulator is if I'm running two simulators at the same time, the control inputs are going to go to both the simulators, aren't they? And that's not cool. That is not cool. Okay. How is the new panel above looking? Is it looking good? Is it looking good? Yeah, I wanted to try and see if I can fly another simulator, like open up 2024 X-Plane 12 while I'm flying another simulator as an in-flight entertainment. We'll just mess around in there, check out some stuff or things like that. But unfortunately, that won't work because of the control inputs. When I input controls in the other simulator, it's automatically going to affect the other one too. So we're gonna have an issue. It's gonna end up messing up both flights. I think I know what to do during this segment. I'm gonna introduce a new segment where I look at the latest news and developments in the flight sim world. So I think that's what we'll do during these live streams. Take a look at the new news and developments and what's going on. The darker purple isn't really visible. The darker purple isn't really visible. I see your point. You know what? Let me try and fix that right now. Let me try and fix that for you. Wait, what's going on here? Give me a second. Yeah, let me try and fix that for you. The darker purple isn't really visible, you say. Unfortunately, don't think I have much in the way of options regarding that, Mr. Anas. Don't think I have much in the way of... Okay, how about that? You should be able to see it better now, right? Put the contrast somewhere there. You should be able to see it better. That should take your eye out now. Maybe not only flight sim news, even aviation news would be great. Okay, that is a fantastic idea, Mr. Anas. That is a fantastic idea. Aviation news is a great idea. Aviation news and flight sim news will be a fantastic idea to go through. We'll go through some various aviation history throughout our live stream. How about that? That would be fun, right? So what we'll do is we'll go through a lot of aviation related stuff on our flight sim. So we'll do it like that. We shall do it like that. All right. If we head on back here, we're actually very close to our top of descent at this point. And so I could make it more brighter. You sure about that? Well, if you say so, mate. Oh God, okay, that is terrible. Now hold on. Hold on a second there. You mean that. Now can you see it? Now can you see it? You should be able to see it better. There we go. That should be better. Okay, we're coming up on top of descent really, really quickly here. What a beautiful view, first of all. Yeah, I feel like I should get a camera. I feel like I should put my face so people can see the face behind Fly the Noob. Alright? So I've made it a little brighter, Mr. Anas. Let me know what you think. Let's head on back into the cockpit here, ladies and gentlemen. And if we're back in the cockpit... Oh, we're here now. Excusez-moi. If we come back into the cockpit here. Hold on. There we go. FMC message. Reset MCP altitude. We're at top of descent, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down to 24,800 feet immediately. Or at least that's what it's telling us, right? Yep, 24,000, my bad. So we can go down to 24,000. You're welcome, Mr. Ernest. And I appreciate your feedback. Okay, so just like that, we're at top of descent. Look at that. We're already coming into land. Already coming into land. Top of descent, and we are just about... There we go, we're descending. Gotta put those signs on, make sure they remain on. Passenger signs are on, and we're looking good. You know what? 23,900 now. So let's go to 23,900 right there. We are looking good. We've begun our descent into Sangster International Airport in Jamaica, Montego Bay. Okay. Sangster International, Montego Bay, Jamaica. And I love that engine cowling. I cannot tell you that enough. Gorgeous engine cowling. We've begun our descent into Jamaica. Jamaica. Very nice. Okay, let's see how long it takes us here to reach 23,900 feet. Shouldn't be too long. Shouldn't be too long. Hopefully we'll be able to perform a very nice landing here. You guys can see pretty much every detail that is related to this flight now, can't you? You can see pretty much every detail. It's pretty cool. We didn't amend the call sign for our flight here today. That's okay. It is looking good though. Okay, let's go to our checklist here, see if there's anything we need to do during descent. Descent, recall, notes checked, auto brakes aren't? Oh, auto brake, my bad. We can put that at 2 or 3. No, 2 is enough. Auto brakes done. What do you mean by basically, Mr. Ernest? I don't know what you're talking about at the moment. Landing data, V reference and the minimums. Okay. Let's see if we need to look at that today. I usually never look at the landing data. I never do. I'm just being honest. I never do. Okay, V reference is 157 knots at 20 degrees. Landing reference 139 knots. 139 knots, flaps 30. We can do that. Approach briefing completed. We'll just say it's completed. Approach, we need to set up the altimeters during approach. But apart from that, we're looking just fine. We're looking just fine. There we go. Allura 23,900, just perfect. After that, 12,600 at Adsel. So we are right on top of our descent here into Jamaica, which is not far away at all. And everything is done. The details are all available to us. Yes, they are. You can see pretty much everything that's going on with the flight, which I really enjoy. Best part is, I believe this software is amazing. In case you guys don't know which software I'm talking about, it is Elevatex. Elevatex, it's basically a new flight tracking software that's available. Like Volanta, for example. Only I prefer Elevatex. It is really cool. The only thing that it's missing, I believe, it's still in the beta. It is still in beta, but it is a really good software. Elevatex. Really cool. Really cool. And it's free. Completely free to use as well. Auto brake done. Let's see. What is our next altitude that we need to set it at? 12,650. 12,650. Okay. Once again, I can't get enough of this sound. I don't know why that is. I can't get enough of this sound. It's so beautiful. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking really good here. We're looking really good as we come into descent. Air Jamaica. Very nice. Very nice livery. A little bit of a overload in terms of color, if you ask me, but really nice. Really nice. Okay, we've leveled off there. So let's go inside, go to the cockpit, and let's get ready for our next descent, which is supposed to be 12,600. So let's go ahead and program that in. I'm going to request 12.5 instead. Okay. Then 37 nautical miles to drop down to 3,500. So there's a quick drop here. There's a quick drop here. That is something to be wary of there. Let's go back to the engines for now. Okay. Actually, I'll leave the checklist on here. This checklist is really helpful. It is very helpful. Okay. Looking good. Yep, we're gonna make our altitude right where we need to. But after that, we've got quite a steep descent there. 37 nautical miles to reach. No, actually, the difference is only 9,000 feet, so that's not too bad at all. My bad. I was comparing 22,000 with 33,000, but we're gonna be at 12,000, so only a 9,000 feet drop. That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Okay, excited to land into Jamaica. I should release a short, probably now. Yeah. I'll do that once we land in Jamaica. We'll release a short. Why not? Why not? Okay, just wait for our descent to continue here. Should I attempt to release a short, or should I just wait for it? It's a good question. It's a good question. Let's find out. Let's find out. We're still descending here, right? Hopefully. Yeah, we are. Okay, we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. We are doing just fine. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look here on what is going on. There we go, about 20 nautical miles away. 18 nautical miles right there. Time to switch our barometric pressure. Let's do that. What is the local pressure here? 29.97. It's standard pressure. Okay, we've done that. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Let's reduce the range on this thing. There we go. Okay, altimeters are pretty much set for approach, if I'm being honest. Let's move on. Landing checklist now. Speed brakes armed, landing gear down, flaps. Flaps are supposed to be what? Oh wait, hold on. Hold down, yeah. Hold down, yeah. We're going here. Yeah. That is what we're doing. That is what we are doing. Okay, so we need to put it down to flaps 30. Perfect. Perfect. That is all looking fantastic to me now. Got a little bit of a bumpy ride as we come into descent. That is nothing too outrageous here, but you know, a little bit of a bumpy descent. Nothing to start praying about just yet. Should always pray, I guess. Air Jamaica coming in. Yeah, we're getting rocked a little bit by the wind. Keep it interesting. I wonder if anyone's in the chat. Mr. Anas, is there anybody here? Hello? We're about to get into the good part. Oh, would you notice that? The tail section right here, it kind of matches with our overhead display there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That is pretty cool. Very nice. EM, hello there, Mr. EM. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to today's stream. And you're right on time here. We're coming into land. Okay, we're basically approaching at this point. We're approaching Jamaica, Sangster International, Montego Bay. We're coming in to Jamaica. Alright. So it's going to be fun today. After that, we are doing one more leg. We're doing one more leg where we're flying on from Jamaica towards Dominican Republic. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Okay, we're pretty much all good here. We are pretty much all good here. We don't see any problem. What flight are you doing today, Mr. EM? If you're flying anything today, what flight will you be flying? Okay. Okay. Anything else? Alright, we need to descend here. I forgot about that. We need to descend. 34 nautical miles and we need to go down to 3,000. We need to descend here immediately. 3,465. I'm going to say 3,400. We need to begin that descent quite immediately. We're supposed to slow down to 219 knots and 33 nautical miles. So we still got some time to travel quickly. That is fine. What else do we have here? That is weird looking. That is weird looking. Okay, we got vectors here. We're not gonna follow that. So let me just go ahead. Put that thing down. Put Amoxy up here. No, wait, hold up. Clear that. Clear that. Thank you. I want to put Amoxy up here. Oh yeah, I can't do that just yet, I guess. I don't want to fly these vectors today. I'll just instruct the aircraft to go directly towards Amoxy. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask it to go directly towards Amoxy, where it should be. Yeah, let's just. You know what? Let me just ask it right now. Direct Amoxy, please. What do you mean not in database? Doesn't make any sense. There we go. Yeah, that is better. That is better. There we go. That is much better. Okay, hopefully we'll be able to make this in time. I don't understand what on earth this is. Oh, that's a holding pattern, but why does it show up like that? That's kind of weird. Anyway. I think we're coming in a little too quick here. I'm not too sure. 10,000 feet. Let's turn on our landing lights. 1, 2, 3. Passenger signs are still on. That is great. Let's have a look at what is being seen by the passengers on either side. That is a good view right there. We got a bumpy ride, huh? It's become suddenly slightly bumpy for us. EM, I'm looking for a flight from Seattle to Taipei on 777F. I have problems with internet today. It works unstable. Hope even FSX not crash. All right, my friend. Hope it gets fixed soon. Seattle to Taipei on a 777F. That sounds like a good flight, but that sounds like a very long flight. Are you doing? Obviously, you're gonna cross the. You're crossing the Pacific Ocean, yes? You're going over the water and crossing the Pacific Ocean into Taipei from Seattle. Is that what you're doing? Don't tell me you're going the other way around the world. Okay, what do we need to do here? Okay, lovely Jamaica ahead of us. Very nice. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Auto throttle is still in effect, right? Yeah, it is. Auto throttle is still in effect. Cabin ready. Perfect. Cabin is ready for landing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and put our auto brakes. Oh, come on. There we go. Landing gear down, not yet. Got some time for that. We still need to slow down quite a bit before we can do that. We just need to be above. Okay, we need to increase our speed brakes here. Otherwise, we're not gonna make it. Otherwise, we are not gonna make it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we need to go down. Yes, we do. There we go. We need to go down so we make it. Right, now I use SimBrief to generate flight plan all the time. Ah, nice. Very nice. I'm glad that you're enjoying SimBrief here. Okay. Glad. Yeah, SimBrief is really cool to generate flight plans. And it's very easy to use. If you use SimBrief with little nav map like I do, then you'll have a really good experience flying. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this thing right here. This is little nav map. It's also a free software, completely free. If you use this, it's going to make your life much better. Okay? So yeah. Anyway. You will show brakes temperature after landing. I don't know if I can access the brakes temperature, but after we land, once we start doing the landing replace, you'll see that the brake gets really hot. So that's something we'll be able to observe, Mr. EM. Okay. Still a little high here, and I'm not liking that. So I guess I'll just have to descend a little quicker here. We gotta descend a little quicker. 5 nautical miles, and we gotta drop our speed as well here. We're in a little bit of a pickle. 170, 1050 knots. 1050. What? That is 1850. Say that. There we go. We need to go down to 1850. So we'll go down to 1850. Go down to 1800 here. Okay, I believe we can drop our... No, not yet. Just not yet. Need to continue descending here. We need to continue descending here. This is not good. I'm going to say... I'm going to switch off VNav here for the time being. I'm going to bring down our speed to 186 here. Okay, I'm going to do that manually on purpose. And we are too high. We're way too high. We are way too high, EM. What are we going to do? Starting sky dolly? We are way too high. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to kill my speed here as well. Let me drop the flaps here. Flaps to position 1. Killing speed as much as I can. Okay. Dropping to position number 5 now. Yeah, I know there's terrain. It's alright, it's alright, we're alright.
Caution, terrain.
Let me see if we can turn on the approach mode here.
Caution, terrain.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's put that on approach mode. and we're gonna be just fine. There we go. We're going to be just fine. I'm gonna turn off the VS. I'm gonna go to VNAV. There we go. Perfect. Let's drop our flaps here. Let's take a look. There we go. Dropping flaps. Speed brakes are still armed, so we need to go and there we go. Speed brakes down. Perfect. Very nice sound there. Let's see, is okay. We're looking much better now. We're looking much better now. Speed brakes need to be armed. Oh god, what did I just do? Okay, it's auto trim right now. Speed brakes need to be armed. Landing gear needs to be down. Flaps down to 30. We can set our landing gear once we catch the ILS. Okay. Okay, so here we go, coming into land here. Getting ready to drop our gear, and let's do that right away, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay. Dropping gear. Fun fact, that all works great in Miami Airport now for me. Every time I fly this place, almost went perfect. I think brakes will help you, Flight Noob. Don't worry. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. EM, and I'm glad that it's working for you. Let's go down to 139. Let's drop our flaps there. Looking good. There we go. There we go. Getting ready to land here. A little late into the configuration, but nonetheless. Anything else we need to do? Flaps 30 coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Runway, we'll turn on the taxi lights as well. Passenger lights are on. Everything else is looking good. We are ready. Let me just check that. Next is shutdown. Okay, perfect. All right, auto throttle on. At 1,000 feet, I'll take control of the aircraft. Waiting for 1,000 feet. Waiting for 1,000 feet. One thousand. Okay, there we go. My aircraft. Auto throttle being controlled automatically, obviously. But my aircraft here. Oh, we need to pull that up a little bit. It's not responding to the controls very well. That is not good news. Okay. That is not good news. That's all right. Oh yeah, I have to remember not to follow the ILS. I have to follow. I cannot follow the glide path.
Glide slope.
Yeah, let me turn that off.
Glide slope.
Because in 2020 the glide slope is not good. So yeah, I can't follow the glide slope. We're ignoring the glide slope. In 2020 it is no good. All right. 200. That's just fine. 100.
50.
50.
30. 20. 10.
Okay. Reverse thrust. Okay. Very nice. Sean Nguyen, hello there. Got our reverse thrust going, and we are very, very... That was a good landing. Finally, we've got a good landing. Excellent. Very nice landing there. We'll have a look at the landing replay in just a second. Let's just go in and find ourselves a parking here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sangster International here in Jamaica. Okay. So let's just open up our throttle slightly. Oh yeah, the auto brake. We need to switch it off. There we go. Yep, that was a really good landing indeed, EM. That was really, really nice. Let's go in here. I'm not gonna clean up the aircraft just yet. Just in case you're wondering. Okay, let's turn our aircraft. Let's turn our aircraft. Yeah, let's turn here and go towards the main terminal area here. Thank you very much. Let's turn off the landing lights. Let's turn off the strobe lights. We'll leave. Let's turn off the runway turn-off lights. Leave the taxi lights on. Should we clean up our flaps? The problem is if I decide to clean up the flaps, you know what? Let me do it for now. Let me do it for now. But if I decide to clean up the flaps, we might have issues during the landing replay. But that's okay. Let's find out. Okay, weather radar off, fuel control switches. This is for shutdown. We're not shutting it down just yet, so let's go find ourselves a parking, and then once we do, we'll have a look at our landing replay. So don't go anywhere just yet. Look at that. Very, very nice. Beautiful. Okay, this is another handcrafted airport here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'm looking forward to having a look at it. Welcome to beautiful Montego Bay in Jamaica. Okay, let's taxi ourselves in. Let's taxi ourselves in. Okay. Where shall we park ourselves? Should we put ourselves at the gate? Or should we put ourselves somewhere around here? I'm not sure. Let's find out. These are gates, small gates, pretty much small gates everywhere. I don't think we'll be able to fit ourselves anywhere here. But somewhere here there should be a gate that can fit us. Now since there's no real gate that can fit us as far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to turn in right here. Okay? Yeah, I'm just going to turn in right here. Let us do that. Let us do just that. Okay. So we can travel in and we'll turn ourselves into this gate. Although we're not supposed to be here, it's fine. It is fine. Let's go. Let us go. Auto throttle disconnect. Yes, we know, mate. We know. Okay, let's park our aircraft here and then let's have a look at the landing replay. Okay. There we go. Not too shabby of a parking. We should have parked a little ahead, but we're fine. We're all right. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at our landing replay here just to see how we landed. All right, rewinding. Hopefully our flaps and stuff work in the landing replay. I'm really hoping they do. But let's find out. Hold on one second. Just go into the cockpit for a second here. Make sure our parking brake is actually released. Not set, I want it released. Okay? Yeah, that's good. If we release the parking brake, I feel like it's not going to overheat, so. There we go. Rewinding, rewinding. Okay, let's start from somewhere here, shall we? First landing replay, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how we did. Lovely scenery. Oh yes. Oh yes, that was a very good landing. I'm very happy with that landing right there. I have redeemed myself for my crappy Istanbul landing. I've redeemed myself here by landing our Air Jamaica really well here. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Okay. If you enjoyed that landing, please leave a like right now. please do leave a like. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few more landing replays, notably the one from the landing gear. So let's check out what it looked like from the landing gear. Let us have a look. Okay, right about there. We'll leave it there and let's play. There we go. Love the change in color of the water. Look at how gorgeous that is, man. That is beautiful. The engines look really nice as well with the Jamaican motif there. Let's see. Okay. Very nice. Okay, a little bit off to the side there, but not too bad. That is perfect. That is good. That is fantastic. All right. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and have a look at the landing replay from what angle? This one? You know what? Why not? We'll have one more external replay and then we'll have a replay from inside the cabin. All right? Lovely yachts on either side of us. That's really nice anyway. Okay. There we go. That was beautiful. What a beautiful place this is as well. Jamaica. Wow. Okay. Very, very nice. Let's go check out what the passengers saw now. Oh god, okay. I need to reset the view. Give me a second. Go to cockpit, reset the position. There we go. Press that. Let's check out the landing view from this side first. And then we shall check out the other side of the cabin as well, because this was a cool landing. Okay. Second last landing replay. There we go. Nice and gentle and easy. Nice and gentle and easy. Very nice. We'll take a look at the handcrafted airport of Jamaica in just a bit after our last landing replay here. So let's give it a shot. Our last landing replay from the other side of the cabin. And it's probably my favorite view for landing replays, the wing. Okay. There we go. And let's play. Last landing replay, guys. This is absolutely gorgeous. I gotta say, in my opinion, 2020 does look better than 2024 sometimes. It really does. It's lovely. As long as you're not flying at nighttime, I think 2020 is better. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Oh, yes. That is right there. That is just beautiful. Brilliant. Look at the level of detail on that wing. PMDG, my goodness, man. Look at the level of detail on that stuff. That is great. Either case, that was brilliant. That was a brilliant landing. I'm happy about it. Let's go ahead and deboard our passengers and prepare ourselves for the next leg of today's live stream. You know what, I'll leave it up to you guys to tell me whether you want another leg or should we just leave it here and pick this up in the next live stream. I'll let you guys decide that. Maybe we should leave the live stream on a high note, you know what I mean? Since that landing was quite good. Oh, we do have brake temperature issue from the landing replays. There it is. There it is, as to be expected. Okay. Let me know. If anyone's in the chat, let me know. Since we landed that really well, I feel like we should leave it right there, right? I feel like we should leave it right there and we'll do the second leg as a part 2, perhaps. Or we can continue on. You know what? I'm going to continue on here. Let's just press on. Let's do the next leg as well. I mean, that was the original plan. No need to change that now, right? Okay. Let's fast forward here. Fast forwarding our taxi. The only thing that I'm a little concerned about is the brake temperature. I'll have to reset it before we fly the next leg. Because of all the landing replays, the brake temperature is not looking good again. So we're going to have to do that again. Okay. The flaps are going back up. There we go. That is where we left the aircraft. Brilliant. Now let's get the APU running, and while it comes to life, let's have a look here. Let's go to ground operations and have a look at our ground maintenance, and if you look at that, look at the brake temperatures. I'm going to press cool the brake. Okay. And hopefully that does something. Okay, the glowing red is kind of gone, so that's good. But it's not really doing much apart from that. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. While the APU comes to life, we can prepare ourselves. Let's have a look. Is the APU coming to life? Mr. APU. Tire pressure is also bad, so let's replace the tires here as well, because tire pressure is also bad. There we go. I think we have fairly good tires now. There we go. Got fairly good tires. We're ready for the next journey. Oh my god. Hold on a second. Ooh, we started rolling there. Thank goodness I pressed the parking brake there. Excellent. Waiting for APU to come to life here. APU is running. Brilliant. Let's turn off our engines. Let's go to ground here. And we can set the chocks and stuff like that right here. Okay, turning off engines. Turning off engines. Okay, so let's prepare for our next leg. We need to prepare for the next leg of our flight. Okay, let's go ahead here, set the chocks please, request the ground power, and let's go to GSX and request deboarding here. Okay, whatever is required here. Let's have a look at what else do we need to do for shutdown. Parking brake is on. Oh, parking brake is on. Hydraulic panel set. I'm just gonna tick it for now. Fuel pumps off. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. And fuel pumps off, please. All that is done. There we go. All done. Normal. Secure the aircraft. Do we need to secure the aircraft here today? We don't. We're not securing the aircraft here today. So we're just going to say checklist override here. Okay, and then we'll go to the normal. Okay, and we'll go to pre-flight when we're ready for takeoff. Once again, okay, jetway is connected, passengers are being deboarded, got cargo loading going on. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Jamaica. Sangster International, Montego Bay. Welcome to Montego Bay. You guys had a good flight there. Now let's prepare for the next flight without further delay here. I'll turn this off for the time being though. We'll leave the ADIRU on. We'll leave everything else on. Yeah, pretty much that's what we're gonna do here. Okay, brilliant. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and set up our next plan here. Where are we flying? We're flying from MKJS. We're going to Gregorio Luperon. I don't even know the code for Gregorio Luperon, if I'm being honest. I gotta go search that up. Gotta go search that up. Let's see. Gregorio Luperon. Oh, come on, how do you spell it? Gregorio Luperon International Airport in Dominican Republic. That's where we're going. The code is MDPP, Mike Delta Papa Papa. So let's go ahead and set that into our sim brief. I'm just configuring my sim brief here. MDPP. And we're flying the Boeing 777. We should fly it in pounds there because it's a Boeing aircraft. PMDG, everything is looking good here. What else do we need to set up? Let's generate that flight. Okay. Let me go ahead and download that flight into my little nav map here. I hope you guys, let me show you guys the little nav map. Yeah. Okay. Before anything, let's go outside here. Deboarding process going on. So let me open up flight plan from the sim brief. Oh, got a little bit of a problem here. A few issues with the runway, with the plans here. Runway 0. What is this runway? I don't even know what runway this is. According to the plan, we're supposed to land into runway 08, but unfortunately, no, this is the wrong airport, isn't it? No, this is Gregorio Luperon. Very good. Let's select destination runway. It's runway 01 and 19. Those are the two runways available. Yeah, it's supposed to be 01 here. It's supposed to be 01 as the runway. Let's look at the ILS system. Is there any ILS here? No. What? Are all approaches? God dang. Okay. Just so you guys know how I set up this flight plan, RNAV-Z. Okay, that is interesting. We don't have much in the... You know what? I'm just gonna insert this. Okay, that is interesting. Oh, we've got missing data. I don't have the latest data installed, so we got a couple of issues there. You know what we'll do? We'll program it in according to what the FMC is gonna let us do. So I'm not gonna worry too much about it. And let's just see how the FMC lets us deal with this, okay? So basically runway 01 or 08 is what we have to land into. We don't have a problem with that. So we'll go and figure that out. Effectively, this is the route today though, okay? So from Sangster International, we're gonna be heading on over to Gregorio Luperon International, Puerto Plata in Dominican Republic. That is where we're gonna end today. Okay. So without further delay, we'll get that flight plan started. But before we do, we have to take a look at this gorgeous airport. Sangster International, handcrafted here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I do have traffic running, but it seems like nothing much is going on at Sangster International. Shall I restart the traffic injection? Let's see. Let's restart the traffic injection. Maybe that will put some planes in here. Okay, it's using 4 additional. Like, okay, we should see some planes. We should be able to see some aircraft. We should be able to see some aircraft here. Okay. All right. We still don't have any aircraft here. I don't understand. Oh, okay. I mean, if it insists on having no aircraft, then that is what it is. All right. Brilliant. Anyway, let's take a look at the airport here. Sangster International, handcrafted. It looks really nice from the outside. Unfortunately, the inside... Oh, the inside is modeled. The inside is modeled. That is so nice. You cannot deny. Look at how nice that is. That is brilliant, man. Absolutely brilliant modeling of the inside as well. I mean, considering that it's free and that it's included in the stock simulator, that is not bad at all. I like that. See, the thing is that you don't need the inside to be modeled really well. You just need it to have enough detail to make it come to life. And it also has that parallax effect. No, it doesn't actually. But as long as it's modeled enough to give us that feeling of depth on the inside, that's it. I find that the drop in performance is not worth having extremely detailed interiors for airport. It really isn't. See, look at how good this looks. It looks fantastic, and this is more than enough. You don't need extremely well detailed interiors. That's just going to eat up your performance for no reason. But it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous airport here at Sangster. Wow. Very, very nice. Okay, I'm liking this airport. This is a nice airport here. Very nice airport. Look at that. Okay. Got a couple more. It is not a small airport per se. It's fairly large. I mean, considering Jamaica does get a lot of tourism and stuff, so makes sense for it to be fairly large. No other aircraft here today, huh? Being injected by FSLTL. That is so strange. No other aircraft at all. Just us. Okay. That is a look at Sangster International. Oh, there's a control tower. Let's have a look at the control tower as well. It is a beautiful looking. This vegetation here is also custom. I'm sure that's handcrafted as well. That's so beautiful. Very beautiful. Let's have a look at. I feel like it's a generic tower here. Yeah, we can't go inside. It's pretty much a generic tower, but it's cool. It's cool, and if we go up a little bit with the drone, you can tell just how beautiful this entire bay area is. Montego Bay right here. Absolutely gorgeous, right? Okay, let me not delay our departure out of Montego Bay any longer. Let's jump into the aircraft and load up our flight plans and get on out of here. Okay? And let's see how we perform as we fly into the Dominican Republic. Why are the strobe lights still on? They're not supposed to be on right now. They're not supposed to be on right now. Okay. Let's reset that. Okay. Strobe light should be off, man. My bad. Anyway. Okay, great. Let's come to the tablet. Let's go towards electronic flight bag. Let's request our new data. MKJS to MDPP. That is great. That is exactly the plan that we need here. There we go, into Dominican Republic, Puerto Plata. Very, very good. Very, very good. We can maximize that as well. Give us a better look. Very nice. Okay, we can come down here. Pre-flight. Oxygen. We gotta test the oxygen now. Oxygen is tested pretty much. I mean, I could also do the co-pilot if I wanted to. Don't really care about this testing part, but you know, flight instruments, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that they are pretty much set to local pressure and everything is all good. Parking brake is set, isn't it? Yeah, it is set. Okay. Wait, is parking brake set? Yeah, parking brake is set. Wait, what? What's going on? Oh, parking brake set. Yeah, parking brake set. Fuel control switches cut off. Moving on. Before start. What do we do in before start here? Flight deck door. I'm just gonna close that. MCP, whatever. Passenger signs. Beacon should be off right now. Isn't it off? Yeah, beacon. We need to turn that off for the time being. Okay. So we are pretty much ready here. Let's go ahead and request GSX to begin boarding if it has finished. Oh, it's still deboarding our passengers here. Goodness me. It is still deboarding our passengers here. So while that happens, let me go ahead and set up the FMC. You can do that, right? So let's go to init reference. Let's go to index, position. Let's pick up our GPS. And there we go. Reference airport MKJS. Where is J? Our gate number, we're not going to worry about it. Route MKJS. Here we're going to go to MDPP. MDPP. Destination. Let's request SimBrief route here. We'll set the fuel. Let's set the fuel and the payload. Sorry. Let's select the route. Waiting for the route to be loaded here. Okay. Okay, route request sent. We'll wait for the load option to come up here. Come on, mate. Load here. What? Where is the activate button? Oh dear Lord. Okay. I'm just gonna wait here for a bit. I think it's still loading here. There we go. Activate button. Execute button. Runway for departure today out of MKJS is runway 07 is what we're departing out of. So runway 07 right here. Execute that. Performance initialization. Let's put our zero fuel weight in. Okay. Cruising altitude today is supposed to be around 24,000 feet is what SimBrief is recommending. 24,000 feet? Absolutely not. We can go much higher than 24,000 feet here. We can go higher than 24,000 feet. So I'll just remain with whatever it's saying. I'm going to accept that. Thrust limit, we're not doing any derating. Flaps 5, please. Center of gravity here. Trim 4, 1, 2, 3 set. Trim 4 is, okay, there you go. Trim 4. That is set as well. Now, if we come to our legs here, let's go to departure arrival. What is our departure out of MKJS? It's recommending LU25. We'll take it. Runway 07, execute that. Arrival into MDPP. This is where it gets interesting. Got basically BEPA 2S, BEPA 2S right here. Runway 08. Now that is the funny part. It's telling us runway 08. We'll go for the Y one. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna execute it. Let's go to the legs. Let's do that. Any other discontinuities? We do have one more. We do have one more. Any other discontinuities? No. We can execute that, but VNAV is not available to us. That's interesting. Oh, it is now. Okay, great. Perfect. Anything else we need to do here? Nothing really, if I'm being honest. Nothing really. Yep. Approach data. Look, we're gonna go with flaps 30, right? We're gonna do that, but we'll program that in while we are. You know what? We can do that now. So we'll land at 142 knots. Not a big deal. Legs, perfect. Has SimBrief finished deboarding? It has, and why is this guy parked into our engine? I don't understand. Let's go to SimBrief and request our boarding here. Okay, reload SimBrief, please. Reload SimBrief, SimBrief okay. Still deboarding passengers. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, we'll wait for that. Let's set up our MCP here. Local pressure set. FD is... Let me just disarm everything for the time being. Set that up. Set that up. Altitude goes to... what is it? 37,000 feet is what we said? I have no idea. I think it's 37,000 feet, right? Yeah. SimBrief is recommending 24, but we're going 37 if I'm not wrong. Let me have a look at the page here. Yeah, we're going 37. So let's go 37,000 feet here. Okay. So 37,000 feet set. FD is on. Everything is looking good. We'll go 200 knots on our climb out speed as usual. I'm not going to bother with the VR plus 20 or 10. Just going to go 200 knots straight out the bat. LNAV, VNAV is working. We know it is. Fantastic news. Now, range. Okay, let's go to that. Let's turn our heading to face the runway heading here. Let me reduce the range. There we go. So heading to runway heading pretty much. There we go. That should do. Yeah, pretty much that. Runway 0772 makes sense. Let us increase the range on this one. Okay, decrease the range on that one down to 10. Everything looking good. Okay, I believe GSX should be finished with the deboarding. There we go. Now let's request boarding here. No attaching the tug just yet. We are looking good. Looking good. Okay. Let's request the boarding. Cargo loading is beginning. Very nice. Let the cargo loading happen. Why are the doors not opening? God damn it! Open up the doors. Open the door. Come on. Okay, let's go down here. Ground operations. I'll open them myself. Cargo door. Where are the cargo doors? Oh lord. Cargo door aft open. Forward open. Yeah. Let's open up those doors right there. Has the passenger loading begun? Boarding passengers now. Okay, great. Great. Okay. Not so bad of a turnaround, right? Not too bad. I mean, it is a 777 after all. I doubt anyone is performing 20-minute or 30-minute turnarounds with it. Nav light is on. Just to confirm, let's go overhead and make sure that everything else is on. Let's turn on this stuff now. Everything else, window heats, I'm going to leave them off for the time being. Everything else is looking just fine. Passenger belts and all that to automatic for the time being. Nothing else up here. Flaps are closed. Parking brake is up. Disarmed and away, and that is all good. Okay, everything is looking good now. We're just going to wait for our before start. APU running. APU is still running. Oh, for the love of God, APU is still running. APU is still running. So this boarding better finish quickly so we can get on out of here. I hope the ground power is not connected. We don't need the ground power. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to disconnect the ground power here. Let's go to ground operations. I'm going to release the ground power here. We don't need it. Just going to wait up for this. I don't know if it's wise to leave the APU running the entire time, but I think we'll be okay. Things will be fine. Oh, look at that wing flex right there. I love it. Love it. Let's head on inside. There we go. Lovely view right there. Beautiful. All right. Okay, I should probably take a slight little break while the boarding is going on, right? I ideally should. What time is it in the simulator? It is now 5 o'clock in the simulator. So when we come into land into Dominican Republic, it will be around 6 p.m. Now, I was hoping to avoid nighttime in Microsoft Flight Sim. As you know, nighttime is not so good. Nighttime flying isn't so great, but let's see how it turns out. I don't want to change the time just yet. I want to keep it consistent so far. So I'm just going to leave it there. The weather is real though, right? Yep, the weather is real. Yeah, the weather is real. Okay, let's see. What is happening with the boarding process here? 46 passengers, okay. Okay, I'm going to take a little break here while the boarding process complete itself. Hopefully the new plan has updated on the status bar for you guys to see. Yes, it has. So the new plan is now available, and you can tell that we are heading on over from MKJS. I'm going to leave it in a nice little boarding view for you guys right here, something nice. And I'll leave it in a bit of cinematic here. There we go. Something cinematic for you guys. Just while I take a very short break here while the boarding process completes itself, right? Just a very short break, just a couple of minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Not too long of a break there. Okay. Now give me a second here. Give me a second here. Okay. Let us see what is going on here with the boarding process. Has it finished? About done with the cargo, which is fantastic news for us. Let's see what is going on with GSX. 127 passengers out of 348. I'm leaving the APU running a long time now. APU is still running. Don't like that the APU is still running. I like to turn it off a little. I like to turn it on a little later on. But anyway, we're doing good. We're doing just fine. Doing just fine. Let's have a look at our brakes here. The wheels here. Yeah, they're alright, I guess. I guess this is kind of realistic that some of the tires are a little bit worn out. So I guess that's fine. But yeah, pretty cool. Very nice. Do we have cabin lighting control here by any chance? What is this? Okay. We don't have any passenger lights, do we? No, we don't. What else have we got in here? Performance tool, which I almost never use. Import from EFP, okay. Import from OFP, import from aircraft, import weather, calculate. Airport altitude for... You know what, let's mess around with this. Runway ID 07 here, there we go. Now let's calculate. Acceleration height 1500 feet, flaps 5, 90, TO2, 45, 5.25. It recommends 5.25. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. So because we did use the FMS and it didn't have any issues with what we have right now, but that's what I'm saying, use 5.25. Doesn't make any sense. Import from EFP, please. Landing into runway. See, this is the problem here. I don't understand why it keeps doing that. I don't understand. Okay, import everything, calculate. Landing is a V reference at 155. We have 152 as V reference for landing. I believe though. Oh, 142, sorry, my bad. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. 132 now. 142, 132. I guess we could follow this data if we wanted to, right? It's not a big deal at all. Not a big deal at all. What else is here? Performance tool, electronic flight bag, we already saw that. Got our OFP here. This is our OFP, and there it is. Our Navigraph charts. I don't have Navigraph. I don't use Navigraph. I don't use Navigraph. Weather source, sim. Okay. Well, that looks good. Okay. Now, let me see what is happening with the boarding process here. Okay, we're done with the cargo loading. Are we done with the passenger loading? Still going on. Okay, we'll just come on inside and we'll close up our cargo door. Let us go to door management and let's close all that up. So I'm just basically waiting for Passenger loading, and we need to close this door. Why is this thing open? Entry 1, close, please. Thank you. There we go. Close that door as well. Okay, so passenger loading is the only thing we're waiting on pretty much. Apart from that, we can go to GSX and we can request pushback and departure. We're taking off from runway 07 today. I wonder which way we're taxiing. We need our nose to... we need our nose to the left, okay? We need the nose to... nose to the right, yeah. We need the nose to go to the right because runway 07 is here. That is runway 07. So our nose to the right will taxi, will push back like this, like that, and then we'll taxi this way, all the way till the end and runway 07 right there. Brilliant. Brilliant. Perfect. Doors are supposed to be on automatic here, but oh my god, why does that door keep opening? Look at this. Okay, whatever. If doors are automatic, they're automatic. Don't really care. We'll find out. Okay, just hoping that the passenger loading is somewhat done. Where is it at now? 269 out of 348 passengers, man. Still a bit to go here. So I'm gonna take this moment to relax a little bit longer. What time is it? We need to be mindful of the time here. 5:14 now. It's not good. I don't want to be landing in at nighttime in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Definitely GSX. Is there supposed to be anything default? Default. Okay, just checking my sound settings here. Well, that's all good. Oh, wait, yes, this. Okay. Just wait for the boarding to finish and then we should get out of here. Won't be long now. Okay, let's have one more look at where we are at. 340. Okay. Come on, man. Finish up the boarding so we can get up out of here, man. Gotta get up out of here. We need to leave behind. Okay, so we got all of this set. Takeoff speeds are there. Let's set that. We're gonna tick that. Trim. Taxi that. Beacon lights are not yet on. Okay, so I believe that should end boarding here. Oh, come on, still one more passenger left. Okay, still waiting for that one more passenger, and then we can get out of here. I need to leave, man. We need to get our way on to Gregorio Luperon. Okay. What is GSX telling us now? No, don't interrupt. Pushback. Okay. The doors are not closing. The jetway is gone away, but the doors are not closing. They're supposed to be on automatic here. And they're not closing. That is not good. Well, that is not good. Okay, I'm just gonna wait and see what it does because it's supposed to close all the doors by itself. Yeah, let me try. Close all. Okay. Bypass pin inserted, which is great. Okay, the pushback is doing a little bit of gymnastics there to try and attach itself, which is fine by me right there. Doors closed. Nose to the right. Yeah, we're going nose to the right. Ready for pushback. Brilliant. Can finally get out of here. Nose to the right. Let's go inside there. Release the parking brakes. There we go. Let's push back starting. Oh, we got wheel chocks. Come on, we got wheel chocks. Should have removed that. There we go. Now we're out of here. There we go. Perfect. Let's go ahead and turn on our beacon lights here. Let's turn that on. Perfect. Let's turn on window heats there. Turn on fuel pumps there. APU is still running. We're ready for before start. Okay, all of that is done. Before taxi. Okay, let's go ahead and start up our engines here. Let's put that on start. Okay, into rising. Passenger signs on, please. And 2 is rising. And let's go ahead and flick that open there. Let's have a look. Engine coming to life. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start up engine number 2. Right? Yep. Okay, N2 rising. N2 rising. Okay, we can flick that open. Let's go to the passenger view and see what it sounds like. Quickly come here. Set the parking brake. Come on, is the parking brake set? Come on. Yep, parking brake set. There we go, lovely sounds here. Very, very nice. Pushback being removed here. APU is still running. We don't need the APU to be still running. We can switch it off. Let the APU cool down now. And let's go back to our checklist here. What is this? Anti-ice. Oh yeah, we need to... Where's the anti-ice? Oh, we're good. That is done. Auto brake down to RTO. Flight controls. Let's check our flight controls. Let's check our flight controls here. There we go. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Got our flight controls checked. Bye bye. See ya. Bye bye. Thank you. Okay. Let's go to... Where's the flight control systems? Wait, hold on a second. Let me find it. Let me find it. There it is. We can check that here as well. There we go. Full deflection. Full deflection. That is fine. We got that. We got that. And we've got that. We're good. We're good. Ground equipment clear. Normal. Come on here before start. Before taxi now. We're done with all of that, right? Yeah. Okay. Give me a second here. Let's do that. We just reset everything. Reset all. And then let's go to normal. Okay, I'm just gonna go through these really quickly here. Parking brake is set, man. I need to reset the parking brake. Okay. Fuel control switches, all of that is done. Okay. I'm just gonna override the checklist here. Checklist override. Normal, checklist override. Normal, before taxi done as well. Checklist override. Okay, we need to set our flaps. Let's go. Flaps 5. Let's have a look at the passenger watching the flaps fall down here. Fall down here. I mean, extending the flaps here. Apparently, still waiting on those animations. There we go. There we go. Flaps down to position 5. Lovely. We need to get out of here quick, man. Otherwise, we're going to land in at nighttime. We don't want that. Not in 2020. Okay, normal checklist. Landing gear, flaps as after takeoff. Everything else is looking good. Taxi lights to on here. And we're pretty much ready to taxi. So let's go ahead and do that. Releasing the parking brake if it will let me. There we go. Parking brake's released. Opening up the throttle just so we start moving. There we go. Let's have a look at what the passenger is seeing as we taxi along here. Lovely scenes here in late evening at Sangster International. It is called Sangster, right? Yeah, Sangster International. Montego Bay. All right. Brilliant. Let's have a look at the other side. Let's make sure. Okay, we're looking all right. We're looking all right. Perfect. Let's taxi along here. A little bit of a rush, but it's okay. We're doing all right. 10 knots of taxiing here, which is not terrible, but fairly high for a 777. So we're just gonna follow this taxiway roughly here and head on towards the end of this particular taxiway, and that should take us towards our runway threshold for takeoff. Okay. Looking good. Anything else we need to do before takeoff? I really don't think so, but we need to check. The rest is after takeoff. Okay. So we're pretty much ready for takeoff. There we go. Lovely. Beautiful. I love this engine. I love the way it looks with the Jamaican flag painted on it. It looks really good. It looks really good. Okay. Sky dolly already here in case we need to use it. But otherwise we're pretty much ready. Cabin ready. Perfect. Pump the brakes on this taxi a little bit. I don't want to taxi this quickly. Okay, coming up on runway 07. Alrighty. Let's make that turn there. Pump our brakes. Make that turn. Okay, that is the stop bar right there. Let's go ahead and put our parking brakes on for a second. Right there, brilliant. Now, let us turn off our taxi lights, turn on the runway turn off lights, strobe lights on here. Landing lights, all of them to the on position. Let me just check that. Strobe lights are on? Yes, they are. Okay. Let me make sure strobe lights on, taxi lights off. That's on, that's on, that's on. Everything else is looking normal. Everything else is looking normal. Okay, we're pretty much ready for takeoff here. So, releasing parking brake. Let me release it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Parking brakes released. Just a little bit of opening on the throttle, and let's go for takeoff, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for takeoff. Okay, out of Sangster International, Montego Bay, and into Gregorio Luperon we go. Hopefully we reach there before sunset, otherwise we might have to reset our time here, because I do not want to be flying at night in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Alright, that is the one advantage that 2024 has over 2020 in my opinion, but that's about it. Okay, we are looking just fine. I'm just going to open up our throttles a little bit. Okay, engines are responding the way how they're supposed to. And let's go. Takeoff power.
80 knots.
Okay.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotating gently.
Too low. Terrain.
What the?
Positive
Too
rate of
low.
climb.
Terrain.
Positive rate of climb.
Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
Oh
Too
god.
low, no terrain.
What is going on here?
Sink.
Overspeed and all that stuff? Oh my lord. Okay. Interesting. We got a bunch of warnings going on, but look at the way how we are climbing. What is going on here? Good lord. Good lord, that takeoff is crazy. Okay. That is madness. What the? That is madness. What? What happened there with that takeoff? Okay. I mean, that is funny because the takeoff with the 777 is much more difficult than I thought it's gonna be. That is kind of silly. We're climbing at the rate of Lord knows what. Okay, I'm trying to engage autopilot here. Engaging autopilot. Look at the blistering. Why are we climbing like this? What the heavens is that? Everything is being managed by the computer right now, and we are climbing like we're climbing out, bat out of hell kind of climbing. This is crazy. That is crazy amount of climbing there, man. Nonetheless, beautiful view right there, Montego Bay. Looking absolutely beautiful. Lovely. Look at how nice that is. Apart from that rather questionable takeoff, I think we have everything under control here. Yeah, we do. We have everything under control for the time being. We increase the range on that. Interesting. 10,000 feet already reached. Good lord. Off, off, off. Come on, turn that off as well. Taxi lights were already off and all of that is done. Let's put that on automatic for the time being. But the way we are climbing... Okay, now we've reached somewhat of a decent climb rate. Why on earth was it climbing like it's gonna fall out of the sky if it doesn't do that? That is kind of weird. I don't understand. Maybe I should use derated thrust. Yeah, maybe I should use derated thrust after all. That takeoff was crazy. That takeoff was crazy. That is a crazy pitch. Okay, nonetheless, very beautiful here as we climb out of Jamaica. Okay, what just happened with our scenery there? With our view? Oh, there we go. That is good. Lovely wing flex, a little bit of battering going on the aircraft. That is nice to see. Beautiful stuff. Lovely. Some really, really nice stuff. Okay. Lovely. We're going to pass over Haiti on our way to the Dominican Republic from Jamaica. Pretty obvious, but I'm just mentioning that nonetheless. Oh, there's a little bit of weather going on in Havana. Somewhere near Havana, there's a little bit of weather going on. A little bit of clouds and stuff, possibly rain. But yeah, we are all clear pretty much throughout this flight. We are all clear. Look at that view. Gorgeous. Let's go in the cockpit, see if there's anything else we need to do here. Yes, there is. Put our altimeter here to standard. That is done. That is done. Now it's descent checklist that we need to worry about. For now, let's go to the engines. Yeah, we're looking good here. Nothing out of the ordinary apart from that. I believe our cruising altitude was probably SimBrief was right. I believe our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet kind of bumped up our VNAV Perhaps. Maybe that is the reason. But that climb out was not normal. And it wasn't just me. Even the autopilot was doing it. That was crazy. That climb out was not normal. Anyway. We're alright. This is supposed to be... Wait, hold on a second. You know what? Let me go into the FMC here. Let me go to the menu. Let me have a look at... sorry. FS actions, payload. What do we have in terms of passengers? Huh. Wait, I thought we set the passenger from SimBrief. That doesn't make any sense. I thought we set the passenger from SimBrief. I had a feeling that this aircraft is not loaded. That is the reason why it's behaving the way it is. Because the SimBrief, it doesn't make any sense. What? Let's see. Payload is 85,260 pounds. So 85,260 pounds is supposed to be payload. So how do we do that? Wait. Okay, let's just look at the cargo. Let's just look at the cargo and passengers, and let me try and load that in there. Cargo is... Come on. What? This doesn't make any sense. We're supposed to have 19,000 pounds of cargo. We could split them into 3 and put them in there, right? Okay, this doesn't make any sense, man. We've got some random cargo. Doesn't make any sense. What the hell? Passenger random, please. No. This is not cool. This is not cool. We're supposed to travel with about 80% passengers. That is not good. That is not good. It makes sense. Okay, cabin lights are right here, by the way. There we go. Automatic cabin lights, right. Okay. Doesn't make any sense to me. Does not make any sense to me. Oh, good lord. Good lord indeed. So that is the reason why this thing was behaving so weird. Can we... I literally set payload and set fuel from the FMC here. And I don't know, for some reason it didn't do it. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Come on, man. There's no weight management on the tablet. Huh. That is nuts. It didn't set it. Why didn't it set it? Okay, whatever. We'll figure that out later. Anyway. Anyway, not too bad. Not too bad. We're not gonna worry about it too much. But I really feel like we should have had that set up, right? I really feel like we should have had that set up. So we should have had, let me go to the FMC one more time here. Let's mess around with that, shall we? Let's mess around that. Let's mess around with that for a second. Menu, FS Actions, Payload. We should have messed around with it. So maximum takeoff weight, gross weight, zero fuel weight, we should have put it as 456, 940. So 456, 940. What? What on earth? No. Doesn't make any sense. I said 456. There we go. My bad. I should have put it in as 456. That is what I should have put it in as. So if we go to the cargo, we can see the cargo level as well. Yeah. That makes sense. We need to have more passengers. Set max passengers and then try 456. What does that do? It removes the passenger level. I want maximum passengers, man. I want maximum passengers and I want cargo level to become about 40. About 30. That'll bring us down here. Now let's do 25. Let's do 20. What? 20. 388. 25. 392. Come on, set max passengers. 462. Zero fuel weight. Okay. I guess. I don't know why it didn't set that while we were doing it. I think it's because we messed around with the route a little bit, didn't we? While I was taking the SimBrief plan and setting the payload and the fuel, I believe I messed around a little bit and re-requested the route. If I remember right, there was a little bit of an issue there. I believe that's where we went wrong. Yeah. That is the reason we took off like a rocket. That is why we took off like a rocket. Anyway. So that's something to keep in mind next time. As we leave behind Jamaica. There it is. We're leaving behind Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen. On our way towards the Dominican Republic. Very nice. Okay, let's just enjoy the views here for a second. Let me actually go into the passenger view as we pass the island of Jamaica. Pretty much nothing else to do here except wait. So waiting shall be done. Waiting shall be done. Okay, but once again, top of descent isn't too far away at all. This flight isn't very long. Estimated flying time of just an hour and 12 minutes. We don't have much distance. The initial distance is 457. And we've got somewhere around 300 something to go. So we're not gonna be too long now to land into the Dominican Republic. Okay, so let's just go ahead and enjoy some more views here. There we go. Alright, let's go into the cockpit. Let's have a look one more time what is going on here. So yeah, that was a mistake on my part, I guess. Trying to load in the route, a little rushed it there, and our payload did not get through. That is why we went up like a rocket when we took off. But anyway, I think now we're alright. Yeah, we're alright now. The passenger setup, cargo setup, everything is good. Okay, top of descent is not too far away. Yeah, it's not too far away. So yeah, about 80 nautical miles maybe is what I'm looking at. And that's not going to be too long in a 777. We're at 37,000 feet too. Slight tailwind component as well, so we're going to be alright. Gonna be there in no time. So in about 33 minutes, we will be in the Dominican Republic. We'll be landing in about half an hour. We shall be landing in about half an hour. So the distance to go at the moment is, we've got 272 nautical miles left. And we will be landing in just 32 minutes. Okay, stop of descent should be much less than that. And I shall catch you then. For now, I think... whoa, what happened there? Oh, we're getting battered by a bit of winds now. Interesting. But for now, there isn't much for us to do. Okay. Just crystal clear blue on either sides at the moment. Top of descent should be about 10 minutes out. Landing in about 32 minutes, we should be in the ground. Arrival into Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, eh? Very nice. Very, very nice. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Let me have a look at... Oh, look at that. We're coming up on Haiti. That is Haiti ahead of us. There it is. Yep. We're effectively crossing on to Haiti now. So won't be long. Won't be long at all. Our top of descent is somewhere when we are over Haiti. So somewhere here is our top of descent. So when we reach somewhere here, we'll begin top of descent. So yeah, that is what it is going to be like. Very nice. We still have the sunlight on our side, but not for much longer. I think though we'll be able to land with before sunset. 32 minutes. We still have some time. 30 minutes is enough time for us to land into the Dominican Republic while the sun is still out. Okay, excellent. We had an excellent landing into Montego Bay. Let's see how we do on the landing into the Dominican Republic. The takeoff out of Montego Bay, on the other hand, was quite questionable. And we figured out that that was because of the payload not being set in the FMC correctly. For some reason, when I tried to load the SimBrief thing, I think I went back twice. And the payload and the fuel did not get set. Oh, there we are. Making our turn onto Haiti. Lovely. This aircraft is just gorgeous. There is no way around it. This is just a gorgeous airplane. 777. And as I've said several times on the channel at this point, my very favorite airliner of all time. My favorite airliner of all time indeed. Okay. Haiti ahead of us. Just passed by an aircraft. Didn't show up in our simulator. I do have multiplayer off though. I don't know. I've never found multiplayer very appealing. Top of descent coming up. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Top of descent coming up in about 120 nautical miles. 120 nautical miles. Yeah, pretty much 120 nautical miles to top of descent. Luckily, it's not going to be too far away. We are traveling with a tailwind component and a ground speed of 493 knots. So it's now going to take us about 15 minutes maybe. Somewhere around 15 minutes and we should be at top of descent. That's about it. That is about it. Beautiful wing flags as usual. There we go. We can see the island through the cabin now here. Making good progress. I'm thinking, what should I... So Anas has requested a stun flight. And he has asked me to do both Beijing and China. I mean, both Beijing and China. He's asked me to do both Beijing and Dubai. Okay. Gotta go and plan for that. Gotta go and plan for that. Gotta go and plan for that. I need to buy a few more jets, have a little bit more fun on stun flying. People seem to really enjoy that. Okay. Just have a little check with something here. Just messing around with the altitude a little bit, see if it changes anything. Ah, the island is just about coming into view out this side of the cabin, which is always nice to look at. Very beautiful coastline, very beautiful waters. As a matter of fact, we're once again landing into a handcrafted airport. Gregorio Luperon is actually very, very beautiful area. Puerto Plata is a very beautiful area in Dominican Republic. So we have the coastline there, we have the water, very beautiful landing. And it's also a handcrafted airport as well. So we're gonna have plenty to check out once we land into Gregorio Luperon International Airport there. That is something I'm looking forward to. And yeah, and it's an airport where I expect some level of traffic, at least some traffic injection. We haven't seen much traffic being injected into either of the airports we've visited today. Hopefully in Puerto Plata we'll be able to see a bit more of that in action. The view is lovely here as we fly over Haiti. Very soon we'll be crossing the border. Won't be too long. There's a little bit of weather going on, a little bit of a stormy weather going around. But as far as this flight is concerned, it's pretty much clear the whole way. Yep, Puerto Plata is also clear at the moment. Very good. Very good. Just messing around here. About 20 minutes down now. towards our arrival to Puerto Plata. But we still haven't reached our top of descent. This is according to the LIVESTREAM that you can see on top of the stream. Let's see how long it actually ends up taking, huh? Let us see how long it's actually going to end up taking us. It's been a fairly long stream here today. Just past 3 hours. Not the longest I've done by any means, but just past 3 hours here. Just past 3 hours. There we go. Still got sunlight on our side. Let's see how long that lasts. Beautiful. What is that? What is that large square? Is that a glitch in the... What is that? What? What on earth is that? That's fascinating. We got a white square there in the middle. I don't know what that is. But yeah. Oh, there we go. It's finally loaded in. Oh, there's a little glitch right there. Well, what caused it? What is there? Is that an airport? There is an airport there, isn't there? Yeah. There is an airport over there. Yep. Interesting. Intéressant. Intéressant. Okay. We're coming up on our top of descent, like I said, somewhere near there. While we're passing over here, we'll be beginning our top of descent. Not too much to go now. If we head on into the cockpit, change our view there, it's about 60 nautical miles away to top of descent. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Okay, let's reduce the range on that. Let's reduce the range on that. Passenger signs are on automatic. Every other light is looking good. Checklist. We are on the descent checklist. We haven't yet begun our descent, so we don't need to worry about it. Okay, there we go. 16 nautical miles around about to top of descent. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, 20 nautical mile there, 40, 60. So we're about 50 nautical miles now away from our top of descent. It won't be long. Won't be long. Very nice. I've enjoyed the live stream here so far today. It's been fun. The landing into Jamaica was also really nice, so that was great. Let's see how we do when we come into Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata. Puerto Plata. Map. Weather radar. I'm just messing around with some options here at LIVESTREAM. By the time we land into Puerto Plata, I'm afraid we're going to be very, very close to sunset. So that is something that you gotta watch out for. VATSIM. Do you guys think I should fly on VATSIM? Do you guys think I should fly on VATSIM? Okay, I don't think that anyone's watching to answer that question. I don't even know who I'm asking, but anyway. Okay, we can tell that the sun has gone really low. We have the shadow of the tail on the wing now. So hopefully we can expedite our arrival into Puerto Plata. But there isn't much we can do at this point anyway. Nice little turn there of some sort. Let's go back into the cockpit to see what's going on. Okay. Less than 40 nautical miles to top of descent. That's great. That is good news. That is good news. Very nice. Again, once again, very big fan of that paint job on the engine cowling there. Won't be long now. Very, very nice. Okay. Let us... What shall we do? What shall we do? Let me just hop on outside. Have a look. Oh, I was very accurate about where the top of descent was going to be. See? Right about there. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I just hope we land before sundown. That's all I'm hoping for. That's all I'm hoping for, but I gotta say, Air Jamaica looking very, very nice here with the sun hitting its back. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little screenshot here. There we go. Just like that. Excusez-moi. Excuse me, I do need to drink some water. I've been speaking pretty much for 3 hours. Well, 3 hours and 11 minutes now. Okay. Jamaica. Everything good overhead. Little cabin view there. I mean cockpit view there. Let's come down here. 20 nautical miles now left towards top of descent, and sooner or later we'll get the little caution here telling us to reset the MCP altitude from the FMC. When it does, we'll worry about it then. For now, we are looking good. Looking good. Just cycling through the views here. Keeping myself entertained as we fly over. There we go, that's a good view. Unfortunately, PMDG does not have good external views, which is a shame. PMDG does not come with stock good external views. I need to see how I can change that and install some mods, probably from flightsim.to, because I want some better external modes here, external views here. So we'll see how we can get around to that. Let's see. Let us see. Okay. I better head on inside because we don't have much left towards top of descent now. We really don't. We gotta make sure we come in quick here, so we don't waste any time. There we go. FMC message to reset the altitude, and that is what we'll do. 26,000 feet. There we go. Let's go down to 26,000 feet. Just like that. Beautiful. As we make that swooping turn, we shall begin our top of descent momentarily here. VNAV should take care of that for now. So far, VNAV has been working okay for me with the PMDG 777. Don't expect that to change. Let's find out. Just a little bit angled still towards down here, and it looks really good. Looks really good. Okay. Look at that. Goodness me, that is beautiful. This would be a nice place to fly a GA aircraft or a stunt flight. Look at the mountains here. It'd be a nice place to we've begun our descent, in case you guys haven't realized that. We have begun our descent here. Our signs can come to full on here instead of automatic. We're doing alright. We have 29 nautical miles to reach 25,000 feet. 25,200 feet. Okay, let's put that in. Okay, so like I was saying, it's a very good place for a GA flight. You know, these places look like they're very nice to explore here. Mountains and stuff, so we'll arrange something like that. But for now, descending, ladies and gentlemen, descending. Lovely. How many minutes do we have left? It's telling me that we have 12 minutes left for arrival now into Puerto Plata. That is pretty much it. We just have 108 nautical miles to go to our destination. Make that 107. We'll be there in no time. We will be there in no time. We took off from Montego Bay, sorry, 42 minutes ago. Just 42 minutes ago. Okay, let's head to the other side, check out the views. I'm excited for landing here. Let's go and perform our checklist here. We need to perform our checklist. Descend, recall. Let's zoom in a little bit, shall we? All three. Notes checked. Auto brake to 2, please. Thank you. Landing data, VREF minimums. Let's go there. Index, approach. VREF and minimums and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all cool. And I'm not gonna bother too much. Approach briefing completed. Okay. 140 knots is what we need. Flaps 30, 140 knots. And that is what we need. Okay. Perfect. Normal checklist, please. Approach. We need altimeter set during approach. We'll worry about that once we cross our transition altitude. We'll worry about that then. But for now, we are looking good. 11 minutes left till arrival. Descending nice and easy. Should be interesting here. Should be interesting. Let's decrease the range here. Decrease the range here as well. 25,200, looking good. 25,100. We should be able to reach it fairly quickly, and after that we'll head on down to 10,000 feet where we'll turn on our landing lights as usual. And we are looking alright. Alt 7. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying myself on this stream here. Although there's nobody watching. There's literally nobody watching right now, so that is interesting. I believe my regular viewers have gone to sleep or they're busy about their day. But yeah, I do appreciate everybody who tuned in today. Anas, Sean, EM. Appreciate it very much indeed. Ten minutes left for our arrival into Puerto Plata, and the scenery just absolutely gorgeous. It is so much better in 2020 than it is in 2024. Everything that's further up, everything from a distance is better. So I feel like airline flights are much better. Okay, daytime airline flights. Nighttime is a different story. Nighttime, you gotta go head on into 2024. 2020 has terrible lighting, as we all know. Let's see. Okay, dear Lord, we need to go down to 10,000 feet here. We've not done that. We have not done that. Okay. Let me just go in. Okay, we don't have to worry because we still have to be above 10,000 feet of altitude in the next waypoint as well. So we've got some time here, luckily for us. Otherwise, we would have been in a little bit of a pickle. But yeah, we still need to be above 10,000 feet at this waypoint, so we don't have much of a problem here. Brilliant. Perfect, I'm happy about that. We also need to drop our speed to 250 knots. That is all good. That is all good here. Lovely. Okay. So we're basically traveling to the north side of the island. And that is where we'll find Puerto Plata, where we're landing into. Okay, speed has begun reducing there. If we want to, we can open up the speed brakes. Provide some drag so that we drop that speed quickly and continue on our descent as well. So I'll do that for now. There we go. Just help it along. Just help it along. Beautiful. Okay, we're hitting 250 knots here, so I'm just gonna put that away here. Just like that. What is this? Passenger signs on. Status. I don't know what that means. Okay, it's gone now. Good. Okay, we're continuing on our descent here. We are very high at this point. I don't like being this high. We are very high. We're basically 10,000 feet above where I want to be. So I don't like that. You know what? I'm going to open up the speed brakes here. I want us to descend a little bit steeper than that. I need to descend a little bit steeper than that. Yep, that's what I want. Somewhere there. Yep, somewhere right there. That is what is required. You know, I'm just gonna go full speed brakes here. There we go. Ooh, beautiful. Beautiful. It still says 10 minutes. It's kind of inaccurate, but okay. It says 10 minutes left now for landing. Okay. Yeah, it's calculating the time left based on our current speed, and obviously we're going to decelerate more and more as we progress. Okay, let me just have Sky Dolly on standby here. Let me come here and we'll cross our transition altitude very, very soon here. Oh, good lord. We got to slow down a little bit more now. Down towards... what? Why are we slowing down more? Okay. Okay, altimeter set here. Hopefully we are descending. Speed brake extended. I know speed brake is extended, mate. Altimeters are done. Speed brakes armed. Landing gear down and all that stuff. You can wait for it. That can wait, ladies and gentlemen. That can wait. Okay, we need to go down to 7,000 feet after that. Okay. Okay. Just looking fine here. Looking good. There's a coastline over there. Yeah, Jamaica. I wonder what... I have a feeling though As much as I enjoy this, the flag on the engine cowling, I have a feeling the one without the engine painted on might look more cohesive. It might look better. Just a grey engine, so I want to test that out too. Okay, let's just get back in here. Air Jamaica I don't think is operational anymore, and as a matter of fact I'm pretty sure they shut down. Speed brakes, landing gear, and that auto brakes already set. So we just need to arm our speed brakes pretty much. Okay, I'll do that for now. Landing gear and flaps. We still got a long way for that. Not a long way, but you get my point. Let's reduce the range on that. Reduce the range on that. Not much left now. 7,000. Oh my god, we're missing our... We need to go down. We need to continue going down here. We need to have any hope. 5,000 above. You know what, I'm gonna go directly down to... Okay, you know what? It's supposed to be 7,000, so... Drag required. Say no more, my friend. Say no more. Let's put some drag on there. Let's put max speed brake there. Okay, seems like we'll just about make it. Descending well here. Nothing too shabby. Nothing too bad. Okay. Just head in for a second because I need to stay on top of this descent here. 3 nautical miles to reach 10,000 feet pretty much. That is not good. Not good. 5,000 above is what it says over here. Okay, I'm just gonna go directly down to 5,000 feet now, because it's for certain that I'm gonna be above 7,000 over here, so I'm not really worried. So let's see how we do it. The landing lights on? No, they're not. Turn on landing lights. I'm also gonna leave my runway turn off lights on here. Matter of fact, I'll turn that on along with the taxi lights when we come in for approach. Okay. 5,000 above, trying to descend here down to 5,000 feet. And then after that, we've got 20 nautical miles or something to go down to 2,500, which is more than enough. So for now, we just need to hurry up down to 5,000. Then we should be okay. Well, it is a restriction that says above 5,000, but we need to drop our speed nonetheless. So we'll see how it goes. We shall see how it goes. Okay. Let's see if it follows an altitude restriction correctly, right? So let me put it down to 2,500. I'm going to put it down to 2,500. Let's see. Let's see if it follows that altitude restriction correctly here. I'm going to put back the speed brakes here to armed. Cabin ready for landing. Brilliant. Very, very good. Cabin is already ready for landing. Let's see if our VNAV will recognize that altitude restriction and prevent us from descending below 5,000 feet. That is lovely. Okay. I better begin recording this. Yeah, it's time to get Sky Dolly running here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Should I do that right now? What altitude are we at? Oh god, there was a little bit of a stutter there. We're at 5,000 feet. Yeah, we're supposed to remain above 5,000 feet for good reason. Because we've got these hills here. We don't want to hit into them. That is precisely why. Okay, once we make this turn in, I'm gonna get Sky Dolly running, I believe. Let's get Sky Dolly running here. There is no ILS available for this particular runway, if I'm not wrong. We're flying this in manually. Yes, we are. That's gonna be interesting here. Well, let's find out. Okay. All right, Sky Dolly needs to run. Yeah, it does. Okay. I'm gonna start Sky Dolly. Perfect. Let's drop that flaps to position number 1. There we go. Flaps will drop now to position number 1. We can actually go down to position number 5 if I'm not completely mistaken here. There we go. Flaps dropping. Passing by really close by these mountains here. It's probably the reason why the altitude restriction exists, obviously. Take a look at that. There we go. Getting battered a little bit by the winds here. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's get back in here. Has the descent begun here? Descending has not begun. Okay, it has begun. Thank goodness. Okay, we got 15 nautical miles to go down to 2,500 and it has just about begun descending and that is not good. We need to slow down as well. Okay, we can turn off the runway, turn off lights, turn on the runway, turn off lights. We can turn on the taxi lights. Everything else is looking good. We just need landing gear and flaps now. Flaps are currently flaps 5. Let's see. Come on. We need to drop our speed a little bit, don't we? We need to descend as well. Okay. Alright. A little bit of a bumpiness. A little bit shaky. Just very, very mild turbulence as we come in to land into the Dominican Republic. Obviously, it says 4 minutes left to landing, but I don't trust Elevatrix at this point. Oh, well, although it was pretty accurate. It's about 3 hours and 30 minutes into the live stream, so that is pretty accurate. Okay. Oh god, that is not an easy approach indeed. Not an easy approach at all. Flaps 5, still a little too fast for my liking. We need to slow down. We need to slow down. Glide path. We don't have ILS today, do we? There's no ILS available for this runway. We're supposed to land by RNAV. Am I mistaken now? I have no idea. No idea. Okay, we should be coming up on 2,500, followed by 2,103 nautical miles after that. This looks close here. It looks close here. Okay. Landing gear is still up for us. That is not good. That is not good. That's okay. Okay. Beautiful scenes on the coastline as we come into land in the Dominican Republic. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, gotta head back in the cockpit now, have a look at what the aircraft is doing at this point. Okay, it seems to be in order. Don't think it's doing anything too foolish. Don't think it's doing anything too foolish. 2,500, let's go down to 2,100 now. Go 2,100 feet. We need to drop our speed. Let's drop our flap down to position number, well, whatever it is. Let's find out. There we go. We're dropping our flaps as we make that turn. Okay. Okay. Now we need to drop the gear before we can think about landing. We need to drop the gear before we can think about the landing. And we're gonna have to take manual control here as well. Okay. Let's go outside and drop the gear, shall we? Dropping the gear. There we go. Lovely. We have dropped the gear, ladies and gentlemen. We have dropped the gear. Let's head back in here. We need to keep going down. Is there an approach mode for this thing? No, there isn't. Just gonna use this here then. Let's go down to 1,700 feet. Let's go down to 1,700 feet. Let's also begin dropping the flaps further towards VREF there. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna come off of VNAV now, go to VS. There we go. Drop that speed down to 142, which is supposed to be a reference speed if I'm not wrong. 140 here. Where is the airport? I don't see the airport. Oh god, I don't see the airport. Je ne don't see pas. Okay. Never mind. Alright, let's take manual control here before it gets too late. Just waiting for, okay. Good lord, where is the airport? Oh my goodness, the airport is right there. Okay, we're gonna take manual control now. I am taking manual control. Taking manual control. There we go. Flaps down, everything is down. Just gonna make sure that the checklist is complete here. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Is our taxi lights on? I believe they're on, right? They should be on. Okay. Coming in a little high, but that's okay. Hopefully it will be okay. Yep, everything is on. Everything is looking good. We probably have to inhibit... Okay, there's no glide slope, luckily, so no issue. Okay. Here we come in, ladies and gentlemen. Gregorio Luperon International Airport. 2,000 feet descent rate. Pretty high here. What is our distance? Okay. I think that's okay. 1 nautical mile, that's okay. 700.
Sink rate.
Okay.
Sink rate.
Yes, I'm aware of the sink rate, mate, but there is nothing much I can do here.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
300.
300 feet. Probably gonna stabilize here now. And I'm going to go down now slowly. Look at all the trees in our way, man. 200. There's a giant tree in the freaking way. What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'm gonna float this because there's a giant tree in our way. There's no way I can do anything else. Okay. Gonna float this.
100.
Sink
Okay.
rate. Sink rate.
50.
20. 10.
Okay. Auto throttle disconnect, not a problem. There we go. Reverse. Why isn't the reverse working well? It's not working very well for some reason. Yeah, the reverse isn't actually working. So I don't know what's wrong with it. Something is up with it. Okay, so the reverse didn't work for us towards the end. Something was definitely up with it, but luckily for us, it's all good. It is all good. Okay. Bunch of things went wrong there. I believe my reverse thrust went bonkers a little bit. I don't know why that happened. We're alright. I should have probably opted for a stronger auto brake for sure. Okay, I should have probably opted for that. So let's turn this around now. There we go. We are turning this aircraft around. Oh, good lord. Look at this. Okay, let's turn it around really slowly here. Try not to go off the runway. Okay. And we'll have a look at our landing replay as soon as we park this giant aircraft. We'll have a look at our landing replay. There we go. Okay, just about made it without getting off the runway. Let's go ahead and check out our landing replay, alright? Oh, come on, I'm not trying to take off, mate. Not trying to take off, just trying to power it up. Okay, let's put our flaps back up here. Let's put our speed brakes back down here. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dominican Republic. Welcome to the Dominican Republic, and hopefully we've got traffic going on at Gregorio Luperon. Not entirely sure if we have it, but you know what, let me just restart the traffic injection here just so we have traffic for sure. I want to see some traffic. Okay, it's supposed to have some traffic in it. Okay, we've pretty much cleaned up our aircraft there. Flaps going up, real nice. There we go. Beautiful. Apart from that little mishap with the reverse thrust and the auto brake, we should have put a higher auto brake setting. Apart from that, we had a pretty uneventful flight there. The landing was still quite decent. We'll take a look at it in a bit. As soon as we taxi in and park our 777 here, we'll take a look at how we did. Now, is there any traffic being injected into Gregorio Luperon? No. And once again, there is no traffic. I don't know what is going on today with FSLTL. Oh, we're a little off the taxiway there, but never mind. There is no traffic being injected. There is no traffic being injected, and that is kinda suckish. That sucks, man. That sucks, but yeah. Yeah, it's not really showing us any sort of traffic whatsoever. Not good. There is a GA aircraft parked there, we can see it. We don't see any other sort of traffic. Another GA aircraft there. We don't see any other traffic there. Okay, we'll take this very parking right here. And let's see how we do it. Okay, gotta pump our brakes a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Put on our parking brakes right there. Okay. Brilliant parking though. There we go. We are in Gregorio Luperon International. Let's go ahead and take a look at our landing replay now before we come in and do anything else, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at our landing replay. Okie dokie. Let's find out how we did. Let us find out how we did. Rewinding, rewinding. Okay. Right. Okay, let's play it from right here. Let's have a look. How did we do with that landing replay? We had trees in our way and the reverse thrust wasn't exactly working as expected. I should have done a higher setting on the auto brake for sure. Should have done like 3 or 4 as an auto brake, but not an issue. We didn't have any major problems landing here. Let's take a look at what we did in terms of how we landed. There we go. Smooth touchdown there. Smooth as butter. Fairly in the center, not too bad at all. We kind of struggled to engage the reverse thrust there. That was my fault. But there we go. Not too shabby of a landing at all. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the landing gear view and a few other views, and then we shall see how we did. Okay, let's rewind that. Right about there. Let's take a look. Oh, look at how close we went by with that tree right there. Okay, little off to the right hand side of the runway again, but we finished up pretty much in the center line, so that's not too bad. Not too shabby. Okay, brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, let's take a look at... Yeah, we have to take a look at this view. We gotta take a look at this view right here. There we go. Let's play. Let's take a look at that. Okay. I don't know why the... Oh yeah, that was my mistake, right? Okay, never mind. Let's now go ahead and check out our landing view from the passenger's point of view, we'll start with this view. Let's check out how our landing went. There we go. After this, we'll check out the view from the other side, then we'll go in and shut down our aircraft, have a quick look at Gregorio Luperon, and that is it. Okay. Nice and easy. We did have the reverse thrust on the first time. I don't know why I decided to be funny. Try something different, but there we go. Fix it back up real quick though, so no issues. Let's now go ahead and have a look at what it looked like from the other side. From the other side. Right, let's go. Okay, let's play from right here. Last landing replay here, ladies and gentlemen. My favorite view. And then we shall go ahead and shut down our aircraft, deport our passengers and all that good stuff. Let's see. There we go. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Okay, brilliant. Okay, let's now go ahead and shut down our aircraft and take a quick look at Gregorio Luperon, and then we shall wind up the stream here today. So let's go ahead and fast forward here. Come back into where we parked. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's fast forward that. Ta-da! All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the ground operations and reset our brakes here because of that. Little landing replays always causes issues. Okay, let's come down here. Fuel pumps, flaps up, parking brake is set already. Fuel control switch is cut off and weather radar off and all that stuff. So let's go overhead, set that off. And let's go ahead and shut down our engine. But before we do, we need to turn on our APU. Okay, so let that happen. Okay, we need to shut down our engine, but we need to run the APU as well. You know what I'll do? I'm just gonna go to ground connections here. Just gonna request that. And I'm gonna put that in, and I'm gonna shut down the engine as well. I know that's technically not what we're supposed to do, but here we go. Engine shutdown. There we go. Perfect. APU running for no reason now. Let's just turn it off. Okay, normal. We can switch off our ADI-RU, and before we do that, let's request deboarding here. Deboarding, please. Okay. ADI-RU off, that off. What else? Emergency lights to off as well. So, and packs off. Packs off isn't something that we need to really do, if I'm being honest. But anyway. Packs are off. Well, they're pretty much off anyway, right? Yeah, they're off anyway. So normal shutdown is done. And that's it. That is pretty much it. Let's turn off our window pitot heats. Let's turn off all the lights here. We don't need any of them. Beacon lights off too. Anything else we need to do here? Pumps off. Fuel pumps off. What else? No, that's pretty much it. We don't need to really do anything else here, do we? No, we don't. We don't. Flaps are up. Everything is stowed away in the correct position, and all the cautions can go away. Okay, there we are, deboarding. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gregorio Luperon, and I hope you enjoyed today's stream right there. Before we call it a day, let's just quickly have a look at this airport here. We have some traffic here. That is a Bonanza G36 or something like that. I forget what it is called. G36? Yeah, I think this is the G36. Anyway, what else do we have here? Oh, that's not an aircraft. That's just a mounted display of a Cessna. Okay, great. Here is our handcrafted airport. Very nice. Has lots of detail here, as you can tell. Lots of equipment lying around everywhere. Very, very nice. Look at that. Man, that is cool. Lots and lots of equipment everywhere. Very, very cool. Got our radar here. That is cool. Modeled well. Very, very nice. Very, very nice details. Let's see, what else do we have here? What else do we have here? Now the airport itself, oh, it's also modeled on the inside. Would you look at that? That is lovely. It is also modeled on the inside. My goodness, this is good. For a already included handcrafted airport in MSFS, I have to say this is lovely. This is so nice. Come on. This is beautiful. Again, another very nice handcrafted airport in MSFS. I'm very happy with this. It's very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Just the right amount of detail on the inside. Nothing ridiculous that's going to make your performance drop like crazy. But the detail is just enough for you to enjoy and get that real feel of being at an airport, looking through the glass and everything. Very nice. Just the right amount of detail right there. There's some sort of building right there as well. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is, but yeah. There's a bunch of trucks there. Cargo, container yard, solar panels right there. What is this? Okay, some sort of buildings here as well. Dominican Republic. Very nice. A basketball court. This is a good airport. I like this. This is very nice. Very well handcrafted. You can see the entrance to the airport is right here as well. The gates modeled really nicely as well. Very, very lovely. Okay. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's flight here. The flag is really nice as well. Nice little touch. The flag's waving in the wind. Very nice. Control tower is there. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you enjoyed today's flight here. Hope you enjoyed the entire stream. We took off originally from Villa Acuña in Cuba. And we flew over to Sangster International in Montego Bay in Jamaica. And finally, we made our way down to the Dominican Republic, Puerto Plata in Dominican Republic, and we landed at Gregorio Luperon International, where we are right now and where we shall leave it here for this stream. Thank you so much for watching, and I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I hope to catch you in the next stream. And leave a like, consider subscribing if you enjoyed today's stream. And once again, appreciate you all being here. Perfect sunset right there, and we're gonna leave it right here. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye. Hope to catch you in the next one. See ya.